Oh man, my ninjas, my ninjas.
Yep.
Yeah.
The hell is going on, man? How we doing? How we feeling? How we living?
Good.
Good, man. Chilling.
Good, good, good. So as you can see, you're watching on Twitch right now, or you're watching on the YouTubes. G didn't want to have his shit rated today, so he was like, "Hey, y'all need to stay home."
Oh, that's what happened.
I was like, "All right, cool." He was like, "Yo, impromptu beach day with the fam."
Oh,
I was like, "Go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's all right.
yeah,
Cause we got to set up at home. We can do it from home. We fine.
yeah,
Whatever money I don't got to pay you, we fine.
yeah,
It's cool, cool, baby." Oh yeah, we home. Got my kids for the weekend. They're here chilling. Well, I think one is outside playing soccer right now, but you know, it is what it is. My other one upstairs on the phone. Normal preteen, teenage shit.
Oh shit.
I mean, that's what teenagers. I don't know. I guess that's what they do. Right, from what I'm told.
That's what they do now, right?
Yeah. Instead of video games or just turning off the world with like they well, the hell we used to have Walkmans and stuff like that. Now they got phones and headphones and shit.
We used to call them Walkmans. Yeah, that's the thing.
CD players and stuff.
Yeah.
Things of that sort. But yeah. That's Jones.
Yeah, man.
How are you?
Good, man.
How's your weekend been?
Pretty good. Tell him.
What did you do?
What did I do? Went to a place called Stormies or Bill and Bar. It's in Shelton. It's like a bar, restaurant thing. Had some food. Did that. That was really it. Nothing crazy.
Restaurateur.
Huh?
So you're a regular restaurateur. Just be going places and experiencing new things and foods and flavors.
Yeah, well, you know.
For somebody that doesn't go anywhere, you sure are somewhere.
You know, it's a relative nowhere, you know what I mean? It's like relative. Yeah. Relatively.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. Just chill. And just been relaxing.
How was the dessert?
What kind of dessert? Didn't get any dessert.
Oh, you got dessert.
Not from the restaurant.
Cheesecake was slamming.
Pound cake.
Pound cake.
Population of Pound Town 2.
Pound Town.
That's cool, man. They didn't do shit. They just enjoying not having to get up at fucking the ass crack of dawn to go to work.
What made you decide to take the weekend off, buddy? What made you not doing the overtime?
Yeah, I mean, they tried to get me. They tried to get me to come in. And I was like, I thought about it, but then I said, fuck it, I ain't gonna do it. I almost did it, though. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. They almost got me.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
What else you do? Anything else exciting, buddy?
Nah, that's it. Ain't really shows going on. Just trying not to get shot in these streets.
You can be outside enough to get shot. What are you talking about?
You right.
What? All right.
Plan achieved, nigga. So that means goal achieved, nigga.
What you got? Ops? I don't know about.
Ops.
Probably.
Hey.
This nigga make my fucking brain hurt. Like, hey, yo, it's one side of my head hurt every time this nigga says some dumb shit. It's like right here, yo. That's how I know you're around. It probably right here.
Why does it make it there? I don't know. Sometimes beef is one sided. I don't got no beef with nobody, but somebody might got beef with me. I don't know about. That's all I'm saying. I mean, that's it. So I might got some vibes. I don't think so. I shouldn't. I don't really be fucking with nobody. I don't be doing shit, but you never know. Niggas is phony.
He fake.
Yes. There's a type of people I hate, nigga.
What is this nigga?
What do you mean?
Put a Grogu out of nowhere. What the fuck? The fuck was that ass?
He was just right there.
He just put a Grogu ass back. He said, "You want to see a magic trick?" Baby.
Shit.
That was good. That was good. Bob Alive.
Yep.
Bobby Splackavelli, how you doing?
Chilling.
What's going on with you, man? How's your week been? How's your weekend been?
I really didn't do anything. The weather was kind of like off for like a few days because I'll look it up, and then this was like I forgot what day it was, but they were saying that it was gonna be like 70, but it felt like 55 or something like that. It's like cold as fuck. What the hell? What was that?
Hold up.
Pause. Fuck that
Pikachu
Pikachu come
down.
from?
You just sleep. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but the weather was the weatherman was kind of off. Like I said that it was gonna be 70 one day, but then ended up being like 55. It felt like 55. Like it was mad wind and shit. I was like, oh fuck. And then like it was another day where they said it was gonna be like 60, but it ended up being like close to 80. And I was fucking frying, man. And I was like, you know what? I'm just wearing what the fuck I want. I don't care.
I'm telling you.
I don't care anymore.
Pants, hoodie, t-shirt.
Yeah.
If you get hot, take the hoodie off. Get cold, leave the hoodie on. You're good. You don't need a coat. It's not cold no more.
Yeah.
Simple mathematics, my brother.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that nigga fell. That Pikachu drunk, nigga. Pikachu drunk, nigga.
Pikachu can't,
Too many rare candies. That motherfucker done fell off.
I mean, Rick, on them potions,
That
motherfucker.
nigga fell the fuck out.
All you feeding me is puffins.
Pikachu.
Oh shit. But yeah, a funny thing. I ended up waking up like dumb early, like at 3 a.m. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going back to sleep. So I was like, let me watch a movie. Guess what I watched? Spiral. Fucking Spiral.
What? Oh, Spiral.
Spiral.
Why is that your thing? Like, why is that the go-to you would pick?
Because I just happened to be on like Hulu, and then I seen it Spiral with Chris Rock. I'm like, you know, watch this dumbass shit.
Didn't he direct that?
No, he's in it.
Nah, he just in it. I don't think he does. Maybe.
I could have sworn
Did
he
he do
directed
it?
or produced that shit. Like he wanted to be.
produced it?
solely
He
part of that
probably
because
did
wanted to-
produce it.
Like I remember seeing something about Chris Rock doing that movie because he wanted to challenge himself or some shit like that. And he was
Challenge
like
himself.
part of it, like directing it or something. But I could be wrong.
Challenge
Nah, he
failed.
didn't direct it. It was Darren Lynn Bozeman. I don't know who that is, but
Mm.
Really.
Spiral. This is the right one I'm looking at.
But anyway, his acting is horrible. Like
Well,
it's his faces though. His
can't. No, I mean like not in a.
who's killing the people? Like every time, I'm like, yo, I can't take you serious. There's a murderer. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this, man? You killed my father. I'm like, yo, what is this? Like, my God, man. Oh shit. It's just his faces. His face. I'm like, yo, this shit is a fucking comedy, man. Like, I can't take him serious because his fucking faces. But then I was looking at it, I was like, yo, Chris could have killed this shit. But they gave it to Chris Rock.
Crazy.
My
This shit had a
God, man.
budget of 20 million and made 40 million in the box office.
How?
So I made his money back.
Because it's Saul,
Yeah,
Jace.
this.
Yeah, it is. Like, that dude been dead. It's just people like copycatting him.
It's copycat crimes, you know. It's just like fast movies. The more people watch it, the more we gonna go make them.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was easy to tell who was gonna be the Saw dude.
Yeah.
It was like obvious as fuck. But
Damn. It's been you this whole time.
I knew it was you.
man.
Where's Jigsaw?
Could have finished this movie an hour and a half ago.
Oh
I knew
man.
it was you, but son said, let me investigate.
Let Let me investigate the crime.
Let me investigate further. I get more money. It'll probably be a sequel.
My father is Samuel Jackson. Like
Hell, Sam doing being my daddy.
No, Samuel Jackson is his father though. Oh, man. Huh?
In the movie, is it?
Yeah,
really?
yeah. He's his father in the movie. But I ain't gonna front though. Like, aside of Chris Rock being in this shit, it was actually like a good Saw story. It was just that I can't take Chris Rock seriously with serious roles.
Chris Rock, didn't he do Fargo or something like that?
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, so I
Maybe
mean,
I should watch that too and get pissed off.
How did anybody watch that to see how he did?
No.
No, it was good because people talk about that show being very, very good. Fargo.
No, but dude, you talk about Chris being good. Like the show is good. We know the show is a proven product. We know it's good. What's
You got that?
Chris any good?
I don't know. I ain't say I never. Yo, what the fuck in the fingers?
I don't know.
I got a deformity.
Does he?
No,
I don't know. Oh,
They never
shit.
they don't talk about them shits enough for the fact that it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody got their like little funny quip that they do. Nigga can't help it. Maybe he just always talked like that since he was little. He just like, you know what the answer to 1 + 1 is.
Oh man! How do you hold the baby bottles?
I got the milk right here.
It's like a you gotta.
The thumb.
As opposed to fun is an action figure. Like what is Kung Fu Grip?
Yeah.
Click. I got it. But yeah, I was watching that and yeah, like all in all, it was good, but it's just Chris Rock is the problem. That's the only thing.
It's a good movie, but the lead actor.
It's just Chris Rock. It's like, God damn it, if he was anybody else, like Jesus. But yeah,
He was already mad. He woke up at 3 a.m. They got disappointed more when he saw Chris Rock in a movie at 3 a.m.
I was more laughing at more than anything, so I was like getting a good chuckle out of it.
Nigga, I went back to sleep. I'm not watching. I'm not putting myself through
What,
this.
a lucid dream about that
I'd rather
shit?
have insomnia than fucking watch Chris Rock do this shit for an hour and a half.
Nah, if I would have went to sleep, I would have lucid dream about that shit. I want to lucid dream about Chris Rock.
I'm the killer.
How you doing, nigga? Like, ah, shit. That was a nightmare. God damn it. I can't move again.
Do you like jelly or syrup?
Oh man, but yeah, throughout the whole week, my cousin kept sending me videos of Tears of the Kingdom. I was like, yo, stop doing that. I don't want to skip it.
Shit they making?
Yeah, I was like, stop sending me shit.
Crazy on this shit.
Yeah, niggas making torture chambers and shit.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, damn, nigga.
Man, it's crazy.
That motherfucker.
Yo, somebody made a whole well, it wasn't a mech, but it was like a big ass. Yeah,
Happens when you give people free will.
Yeah, they saw somebody recorded like a Metal Gear or whatever. Like
Metal Gear Rex. Somebody made Metal Gear Rex.
yeah, I think it's one of them. And some nigga made like not like a stealth bomber, but like a war bomber. So there's like,
I saw that.
Like
You put like 8 smaller things together and it was just dropping bombs on shit.
yeah, it was crazy right now.
That's when you got time and opportunity.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the internet. So it was like one person go viral. I can outdo them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of reminds me how, what was it? Little Big Planet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people was going sick making stages off of that.
Yeah.
That's what kind of
That shit is Mario Maker.
Mario, I was gonna say.
Yeah, Mario Maker before Mario Maker.
I mean, Nintendo knew what they was doing because I don't know if they knew to what extreme this was going to, take hold, but they knew if they gave an inch, motherfuckers was going to take 3 miles. So it's not only free promotion for the game because everybody keep creating these shits and putting them on TikTok and Twitter and stuff like that. And it's just bringing in more revenue. Like, oh, I want to see what I can make in that game. I'm going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
Plus,
man.
you see one person do something like, "Oh, okay, they did this.
I could do that. What if
See
you
if I
put
can
a
make
flag
it
on
better."
it?
Exactly.
Flag on it.
They're gonna make this even better than what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what I did see that I wanted to play? It was that Lego Racer game.
Oh, the 2K, whatever it is.
Yeah, you can make whatever car you want.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Might cop
I
it.
think they had that shit for, I want to say PlayStation or PlayStation 2, something like that. Like, it was something like that, and I hated it. Because, like, my car wasn't stable. Like, it should just fall apart. Like,
Shit wasn't stable.
nigga, I'm not a fucking auto mechanic. I don't know where the axle go.
Did you make a car without an axle?
And
Nigga, I made a car without everything, nigga.
Nigga had a transmission or nothing.
That shit was just going. Like, the whole fucking car was inverted. Like, shit was fucked up.
That just reminded me of a game that was like really time consuming for no reason. Which Kingdom Hearts was it that you could make the ship?
Oh, the first one.
Man, that shit, man. I spent so much time trying to make a fucking X-wing.
I've been in 1 and 2, but it's definitely in part 1. Yeah, you had to like use the little blocks together and make your own shot. I used to like doing that shit because you could like make this super boosted up one or fly crazy.
Yeah,
every fucking thing in every single direction, so you can try to get as much points as you can.
Yeah,
shit's the Gumby shit.
Yeah, that the Gumby shit.
That's what it was, Gumby. I think it's GU and then.
Oh yeah, it was
Gumby shit. I think it was Gumby shit.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Cool.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was cool. I worked all week, and then Friday I went to a comedy show. I went to go see Randy Feltface, and then I went to a bar, got drunk as shit by accident.
What?
It was an accident.
And then I had to go to work the next day. I swear I almost died.
Oh damn, you fucked up.
Yeah. That's less lit.
Because I forgot I had to work in the morning.
Goddamn.
We were just out drinking. And then I got home at 2 in the morning. I was like, oh shit, I gotta be up in 5 hours. So I'm sitting there drinking dark liquor, high proof liquor, get home, pass out.
Damn.
But luckily I was drinking water. So I was like, all right, so when I wake up, I won't feel like shit. Then I was like, I gotta go to work. So I woke up still feeling like shit, but not as much of shit as I would have felt if I didn't drink that amount of water. So that was cool. And then yeah, I'm here. G kicked us out.
G kicked us out.
They kicked us out.
So yeah,
I lived it. I made it through. Yeah, that's the worst. Fucking getting just too drunk and then having to do some shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Everything was a chore. Everything felt like I am running on 2% battery. It's like, you know, all I got to do was get to my truck. I got to my truck, took a 10-minute nap, car still running. I'm like, yo, I can't do this. I need something in my body. I need coffee. I need food. I need sustenance. I need something.
Yeah.
So did that, went to go get some Dunkin' or something like that. And after that, I just started feeling normal until about
noon.
Nah, not even. Because the whole day my stomach was fucked up.
Damn.
What's today? Sunday. Yeah. When I woke up today, I still felt kind of crazy. Well, not crazy, but my stomach was still fucked up.
Yeah.
So now I feel somewhat normal.
That's why I won't drink if I gotta work. I just won't do it.
No, listen, I forgot.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh yeah, nigga, Memorial Day weekend, nigga, we lit in it. Yeah. I get home, I got responsibilities.
Yeah, because like it's always like I got work tomorrow, but I'm gonna have a couple of drinks, and then you just happen around and just have one drink, maybe 2 drinks too many. So then you get up in the next day, it's like, oh, I'm fucked up. Like I'm not doing good. It's like you didn't get like blackout drunk, nothing, but you was just like, I just overdid it by like a smidgen, and now I'm fucked.
Yeah, because I went with my boys to sleep. We was drinking at the comedy club.
Yeah.
Then we went to the bar and I was like, yo, I ain't even planning on staying there the whole time. So I was like, all right, we ain't ever been to this bar. So we just gonna check and we gonna dip out because we adults, we got shit to do. We wind up staying till like 2 in the morning. So I was like, oh, what's that middle shelf looking? You ever had that? Nah, I ain't never had that. All right, let's try it. Like, oh, let's try this and let's try that. And then by the time I get out, I'm like, yo, I'm drunk. I gotta go. Grace of God made it home. I remember driving.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah. What?
I miss
it was bad. It was fucking horrible the next day.
I haven't been to a bar since before the pandemic. I miss him.
Who is this? Who? Never mind. All right.
You miss it?
I do.
I'm saying, who is this woman?
I miss it.
Who is Beatrice?
I miss it.
What? I just ain't been. It's only because the place that I used to go to, like, was down the street from my house, closed down. And ain't been. They're a victim of the pandemic, so they ain't been opening up.
So you ain't found no other watering hole?
Nah, I haven't. But I haven't really been looking either.
Because this woman.
It was mad. Well, I mean, that interferes with it a bit.
Damn.
But that place was so close to the house, it was like, I could fucking get fucked up and walk home if I wanted to, nigga. It's like, if I go anywhere else, it's gonna be further away. So it's like, do I really want to even?
Why are you staying in your Yo, what's wrong with you, yo?
That shit.
You stay in your neighborhood?
Yeah, nigga.
Stay in your neighborhood.
Scary. It's scary out there. There's people out there.
Scary hours.
Yeah, scary hours.
Whatever.
Straight. Yeah.
SoundCloud. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. 3ninjaspodcast@gmail.com for any comments, questions, or concerns. You want your question answered? We there. 3ninjaspodcast.com. Also, website, 3ninjaspodcast.com. Just
Who the fuck is Beatrice?
I don't know his girl name, so I just call her every white name I can think of.
I just pick some girl name and just
Go that girl.
Yeah. That's an old lady. It's an old white lady name.
Oh, she got an old white lady name?
No, but that's just the name. Hey.
Okay. All right, continue.
Her name was like Roseanne or some shit.
Roseanne. God
Rosanna. Rosanna.
Where was I? Consider supporting us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/3 Ninjas Podcast. Everything goes back into the show. You're watching on YouTube right now, bell notification, hit subscribe. You're watching on Twitch, Amazon Prime, connect to bitches. You can do like that. And you get a free sub. Give it to us. You ain't doing shit with it. Discord. The dojo's a cool place. Dojo is gang. Dojo provides. I guess. Yeah, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, all that good stuff. Type in us in, then we. And we there.
Us then we.
Yeah. Hesh Bartholomew James Jones Jr. III.
Yes, sir.
What do we have when people ask us shit and we try to give them an answer?
All right. So this week, this question comes from Black Shark Cherry in our Discord chat, which you motherfuckers definitely should join. And his question goes a way bit something like this.
Mr. Punchy Face.
Facts. What's good, Sensei? It's your student fighter, aka the Green Ranger in training, aka Black Shark of the Naked Beaches. Curious about that's a little okay. AKA the hand-to-hand gentleman, aka sweatpants man. Also a little weird. I don't know about that one.
His head is like a shark fin.
Yeah, he says sweatpants man, you see the print. I don't really want to. No. The question to that.
No, next question. Fuck him. Nah, nigga. All right. So this is what we about to establish right the fuck now, right? So obviously, you know us for 233 of these things, right? 3 guys, right? The dojo. If I was to do per capita, how many, like the percentage of women in this fucking dojo, it would be like 2%. Active might be how many, like what's the ratio of black people in like in like Utah and Colorado? minus like that.
0.05.
It might be 0.05 active. Momo be around, but she don't be around. But she be working, but she got a reason.
Yeah.
Everybody else I ain't heard from.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you ever in your ever say no shit like you not impressing me. 1, I'm not gay. 2, who was that for? Don't you ever in your ever think of something else. Everybody else got normal nicknames. They might be trash, they might be stupid, but they're not gay. Don't you ever in your ever do that
again. Oh shit.
We ain't got no other questions.
Give me 1 second. I mean, I gotta look real quick.
Nah, that was a good one he asked though.
Yeah. I mean, I like the question.
Hey.
thought the question was cool.
Yeah.
It's just,
minus the print.
Yeah.
Print Panther out here. Fuck. Nah, let me stop. That's going to be this nickname.
No, we did that one. We did that one.
Nah, just read it. It was a good question.
Gotta put it on the way. Like,
Come on, that was a good question.
right. Well, the question of the day was, would you rather be great at something you hate, or would you rather be awful at something you love? P.S. You can't be greater or worse at it. You just great or awful.
Oh,
like
man.
if you're bad at whatever you pick, you're just bad at it. You can't like improve. And whatever you're good at, you can't get worse at. So, which one would you rather?
Decisions.
That was that was. I want that to be one of my AKs.
Print Panther. Murder.
Oh shit!
So what's the question? Either be good at something you
Yeah.
don't
So
want to do. No,
yeah. So would you rather be great at something you hate, or would you rather be awful at something you love, but you can't be greater or worse at it? You're just great or awful. So if you're like, whatever you pick, if like, so you're bad at it, you can't improve the skill on that. You're just gonna be bad at it forever. And if you're good, whatever you're good at, you won't get like worse
Better.
at it. Yeah. So what would you rather? And for me, it would be good at something I hate if it can be used for financial gain and a high financial gain.
A whore.
Yeah. If I can make a lot of money off of it,
you're gonna hate it.
But when you go to bed at night, you're not gonna feel fulfilled.
I will in my bed full of money.
You do that now, you still go to fuck.
I said
right
lots of
here.
This nigga
I said lots of
hurt, yo.
Scrooge McDuck
Every time.
dollar bills.
But I said lots of money.
But you're now you're good. You're not great. You're not the best. You're just pat. Oh, good job. Pat on the back.
But I'm making a lot of money.
How can you make a lot of money being mediocre?
Well, that's why I said. That's what I said. If I can make a lot of money off of it, that was the caveat. If I can make a lot of whatever it is, I mean, there's people who bad at their job and make my money now. President shit. So I'm just saying, like, you can be bad at your job and still make money on it. So
I don't want to use money as the caveat because I don't want to be bought. But
buy me.
Well, is it really being bought if you're good at it? It's not like nobody's telling you.
no,
because
he's using like the financial gain thing. I don't want to use financial gain. I just want to.
Yeah, but you're not being bought though. It's just something you just happen to be good at. You just don't like it.
Bought with his example.
Yeah, my personal.
Oh,
You
well,
don't have to be.
that's the way you wording it though.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be good for something and known for it, but really deep down inside hate it. Like a lot of rappers these days, they pass, but they really hate music. They don't like music the way that they portray they do. A lot of people get into music just because it leads to other things. Cardi B said, "Oh, I'm not trying to further the culture with hip hop and shit. I just knew that if I get on, I can do mad other shit, which she's done."
Mm-hmm.
So if I could hate something but be good at it, or love something but just be horrible at it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Exactly.
That's kind of
I think personally, I get pissed off if I just couldn't get better at some shit that I love. I was like, I'm just here on this bottom tier,
exactly.
But I love it,
especially because you love it and you can't improve it on any way. You might as well go for the other option.
Not really, because what if I'm just having fun? If I'm cool with being bad at it, but I'm having the most fun, it's bringing me joy, it's bringing me happiness, and at the end of the day, that's what matters.
That's going against your logic.
True.
Wow.
Because I remember you said, I don't understand why people would do these comedy shows and be bad at it. That's going against
with that, it's that I see people who for years just don't try to improve. Like they don't. When I talk to them, they don't express joy about it. It's just something that they're just accustomed to doing. It's like just going with the flow type shit because they don't have anything else going, so they need to be known for something. So they're just doing it just to do it. It's not because it's like they have a passion for it. It's because like, oh, it's just so much fun being like to be not laughed at for that many years. Like this is not fun.
I don't know. Maybe they just like it. Who knows?
They like bombing.
Yeah, you just like bombing. You just like, oh, I just want attention.
I love this so much, but I just suck at it.
Yeah, I'm so bad at it.
They're probably one of those people.
Yeah.
I want to be so good at it, but I just eat ass every time.
My mind won't allow me to excel past a certain point.
Nice chunk of ass every time.
Nice chunk of ass.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, man.
I would have to think some more on that because I don't know for right now.
I wish you would have expounded on it. Do you have to keep doing it even though you hate it? Or could you pivot to something else? Because if I'm stuck at it, I don't know. I might as well just do the thing that I'm not good at, but just
like, all right, so what if you love playing like a certain game and you just can't beat this certain boss or certain level? Like the second level or third level is just where your apex is. Yeah. There's so much more game to go, and this game is so much fun. The mechanics, the design, the storyline, whatever the fuck you enjoy.
Yeah,
and you just can't do it. You're like, you're something wrong with your hands or something. You just can't hit certain, but you can't get the timing down, your rhythm off. Like you dyslexic, something.
That's a lot of games. That's like I had that same affliction with Battletoads. Like the Battletoads and Double Dragon. I love the game, but this shit is just hard as fuck.
It might be that, something like that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards I much rather be happy doing something and just be bad at it. And then just do something. I just go home and be like, yo, I fucking hate doing this shit.
Yeah, that's why I had the financial component to it. Because if it's a financial thing, then I might be willing to suffer through disliking something if I can make a substantial profit. That's why I said a lot of money, not just like regular money. Like I'm
the
talking.
Soul is in turmoil every fucking day.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I have to. It doesn't mean I have to. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you are like a void. You are void of happiness. You're a black hole of happiness. You just suck it away.
Gives him strength.
I have happiness all the time.
Makes him stronger.
I thrive in the darkness. Fuel me.
Fucking Hesh's demons be like, good
boy.
I am the happiest
demon.
The happiest person you ever met your entire life.
Oh man.
I really enjoy.
Did you pick one, Bobby?
I'd rather be bad at something I enjoy. I can't fuck around with something that I'm good at, but I just dread the shit.
Yeah,
I can't see myself doing that. It's like every day you'll be fucked up. It's just like, oh, it's just so mentally draining. It's just
I hate the job. I hate it. I could do the shit with my eyes closed, but I hate my job.
But I'm talking like millions.
No, but then he said you can't get better at it. What I'm thinking of is like in terms of like the only thing I can think to put it in is just like music, right? So if you're good at music, you're just like really good at music, but you fucking hate music. I would say like the great ones, the amazing ones, the ones that are like just upper echelon, those are the millionaires. Like you're just gonna be a thousandaire your whole life. You're just gonna be good around your neighborhood and maybe outside the state, maybe the tri-state. You're just good. Can't get better, can't get worse. You're just that nigga over there. He alright. He nice. He ain't no superstar. He nice though.
Well, he said bad. So, I mean, so if you say bad, I would imagine you wouldn't even get that far. You would be like, this nigga can't strum this guitar for shit. He's been playing guitar for 25 years. He can't play no songs. Can't hit no chord progressions. Can't do nothing. It's like, and so even take it to the like music.
You're like cover band good.
Not even that good. Because he said bad. He said I forget, because to play in a cover band, you gotta be at least halfway decent to play the instrument. Sort of. You're not gonna,
no, you don't. It's a cover. It doesn't have to be exact.
But if you can't play the instrument, that's what I'm saying. So if you're bad, say you love music, like more than anything inside your life, all you ever wanted to do in your entire life was be able to play the guitar, but you cannot play the guitar. That would eat away at you. Like this, I love this more than anything, and I can't do it. I'm bad at this. I can't do this. That's gonna eat away at you. So that's why I said for me, if there was like a financial component to it, all right. So maybe I don't love whatever this thing I'm doing is, but at least if I'm making a substantial amount of money,
that can supersede.
I will like buffer like
my hate
of the hate of it.
I can buy my happiness with this money that I made from the shit that I hate.
And also, is it like something that I have to do for the rest of my life, or is it just like I want until I make a certain amount of money, then I can stop doing this thing? So like, I mean, need a little bit more information on that. But that was my rationale. So I rather, if I can make money off of it, do the thing that I hate, but at least be able to find joy some other way, because now I have financial compensation of a great amount to like make other parts of my life better and maybe bring some joy to, versus always being horrible at something that I love and just let that slowly eat away at me.
Right.
They both will with it, wouldn't it?
Huh?
They both will with it at some sort of.
They would both probably whittle away at you, but in different ways. But then that's why I add the financial component in, because then, all right, so I hate this, but I'm making $1 million a day.
I don't know. I just
a jet ski.
Yeah, I just look at it kind of different, because there's been shit that I really like, but I was just fucking bad at it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I was always like average at basketball, but wasn't really that good. Like I'm kind of like the spot and shoot guy. Like I'm not dribbling to the hole. I'm not doing all that shit. Like when Iverson was a thing, like everybody was crossing motherfuckers up. I'm not doing all that shit. It's too much.
It's Steph Curry before there was Steph Curry. I'm just gonna shoot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot. That's it. I'll be Clay. I'm not doing all that. Like I'll be Dennis Rodman.
One dribble.
I'll do that. I'm not doing all that extra shit.
I'm Mary Carmen Electra.
Yeah. In
the wedding dress.
I'll be the the what is it? What do they call them? The role player.
Like
I'll be the role player. It's the same thing. I really get good at Call of Duty when I keep playing. But for the most part, when I first start, every time I start, I'm the role player. Like when Black Ops 2 came out, like it's me shooting EMPs. I'll weaken them for you. Just kill him. I'll get the assist.
I play my part.
I'll do the UAV.
I'm really good at my part.
I'll do the UAV. I don't give a fuck. As long as we winning, I don't give a shit. Bare minimum.
Okay. All right. So, reviews, man. Reviews. So, The Little Mermaid.
Yep.
Hey, did you see it?
I did not. I didn't know that we were going to see this as a fan.
So, yeah, I didn't see it either.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know we was going to see this one as a family.
Oh.
I was actually going to take my daughters today to see this shit. But
Yeah.
they're going tomorrow. So.
Oh.
No. All the world.
Well, the story is
the first one is my jam, I fuck with the Disney made animation one.
Baby.
I still have my VHS tape that has the penis on it.
What?
That's a fact. I forgot about that. I think, was it the cover?
Yeah, the cover has like the penis drawn on it in gold. The golden penis in the back.
Yeah, on the castle somewhere, there's like a dick drawn upon it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Nobody noticed that shit until it was mass produced to the world. I was like, oh, dick in the back?
Damn,
is that a golden dick?
Dick in the back? Is it on the Is it on the Diamond Collection?
Nah, they redid it. Nah, so like the VHS tapes, like the early VHS tapes, I think it was like a year into them printing them, they noticed that there was a golden dick in the back, and so they took it off the shelves and then they reprinted it. But if you have the original one, then it's worth some money.
What is going on here? It's crazy. The word of the day is print. No, I just decided to be goofy today, so it's gonna be more of this shit on the episode. What?
Nothing.
But yeah, so anyway, you didn't really miss anything. It's the same story told, the same exact way. The prince's mom is black. And I was like, okay, how they gonna do this? Oh, okay, all right, he's adopted. Like he got washed. Yeah, he got. I guess he
found him somewhere. Or something.
Yeah, he was like shipwrecked or some shit, and he just
too.
Ain't that Tarzan?
Is it? Yeah, no, the whole family was on the island.
Yeah, they just got murdered.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but yeah, that explained how the mother's a different race. Exact same story.
Gotta include everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. Like when I first seen the mom, I was like, okay, all right, whatever. I see what they're doing, but it wasn't really like distracting like that. It was cool. The only thing that was pissing me off really was Sebastian the Crab.
Oh wow, he wasn't Jamaican enough for you, about you?
No, like it was that was even better. That was actually better. What he did, that was actually more authentic than what that motherfucker did in the movie.
I don't know why Shaggy wasn't the what's the name?
Yo, I was like the whole time I was listening to this shit, I was like, yo, it could have been Shaggy, could have been him,
but it wasn't me.
Yeah, was it?
It wasn't me under the seat.
Damn.
Like I got crab hands.
Chris Rock. Yeah, he do.
Oh, looking at him, Chris Rock, Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel. Kiss the girl.
What?
Isn't it the song? Kiss the girl, whatever.
Kiss the girl.
You look like you tweaking nibble. Yeah.
The fuck? Oh, we got dual shock.
Dual shock. Is that the name of
feedback.
it?
Oh no. Nah, you ain't gotta do all that. Like, this nigga smacking titties and shit.
You like it? So you gotta do what you like, nigga.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, back to the movie. Same story told. I do think that Halle Bailey. What'd you do? You did something?
You gotta do what you like, nigga. Oh man.
But yeah,
that was crazy.
say,
No, you're not.
Oh man,
That was the movie, man. What the fuck? Flounder was in it.
Yeah, Flounder. I thought that
I
I thought that the fish being and looking very realistic would distract me, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as like when you first seen the pictures and they was making fun of it, like how Flounder looked. He looked realistic as fuck, but it wasn't that crazy. I do think Halle Bailey, like she's the only actor that I think that had the vocal range to sing the songs that good and have acting just enough to get through the movie.
Yeah.
It was getting to the point to where she sounded exactly like the original character. Yeah, she sounds exactly like the original character. After a while, I was just watching it just to watch it. What else happened? They didn't really add any scenes like that. I think they had a new song in it, but I couldn't really catch it.
Yeah.
The song "Kiss the Girl," how they said that they were like changing the lyrics. I didn't really catch what they changed. Yeah, because I was looking for. I was like, okay, let me see what the fuck they changed. And then they were singing the song, huh?
I didn't even know they were gonna change that. Why they change it?
Yeah, because they thought it was a little
something offensive in
grapey,
there.
little grapey. I guess.
I'm sure it was.
But I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, wasn't it that was like he was like trying to force himself to do something? Like it was some shit like that.
No, it was suggestion. It wasn't really like it was a vibe. It was a vibe. I understand what they mean by it, but I was like, okay, so let me listen to these lyrics to see if they're gonna change anything. And I was listening to it, I was like, what the fuck did they change? Yeah, I'm like, what the hell did they change? I thought they was talking about the part when Sebastian was like, yes, you want her. What did he say? He said something like yes, you want her, girl. What is it? Yes, you want her. Look at her. You know you do. Possibly she wants it too. It's only one way to ask her. Then just kiss the girl. I thought they was gonna take that part out, but they let it rock. And I'm like,
consent.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, what did they take out? So it was cool with me. It was cool. What was homegirl who played Ursula? What's her name? Melissa
McCarthy, right? Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. She was good. The CGI was solid. I think the only thing I didn't like about the movie, fast forwarding, was the end when she just like turned into fucking like, you know, kaiju. She went full fucking kaiju. Yeah, I mean it looked cool, but it was like unrealistic to where I was like, how the fuck do they kill this motherfucker? Then I was remembering, I was like, oh yeah, she did the whirlpool and kind of like asked herself off with the ship that just turned into them. But they switched it a little bit because because Ariel did it, not the prince.
Yeah, I know what they changed in the song.
What they changed?
In the original, it goes, possibly she want you to. There is one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. So
probably that don't take a word, not a single word.
Yeah, because that's him doing something without getting her consent. And the change is, possibly she want you to use your words, boy, and ask her if the time is right and the time is tonight. Go on and kiss the girl. But it's just because
no wonder why I didn't notice.
One way is like he just, hey, don't even ask her, just kiss her.
Just do that shit.
No, it's not suggesting that. That's just
that's something that's
the vibe.
It was like a vibe.
No, we're not.
And the funny thing the funny thing was
you gotta know what you want.
Yeah, but the thing is, before the song even started, even Sebastian said we got to do some suggestion. So he was like behind him, like just singing. You know what to. So,
I know you want it.
Yeah,
I know you want it.
Like it was a vibe. Like I didn't really see nothing wrong with it. I mean, like everything was all set up, like it's all magical and shit. You're in a boat.
Like,
look at that shit.
You try to force yourself upon Ariel.
Look at that.
Rather be safe than sorry, you know what I mean?
Come on.
It wasn't that much of a change though, so it didn't really bother me.
Yeah, it didn't really change the song too much.
I think Aquafina was that bird that what was that seagull looking shit?
I think she was in the movie. I don't know what she was though.
She was that fucking bird.
Yeah, I seen people on the internet talking about her being in the movie.
Yeah, she was rapping.
Yeah,
she got a new rap.
She put black voice back up.
It was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad. Like she was actually one of the funniest characters. The same thing with Sebastian. Like it was certain scenes where he would say some funny shit. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like that fucking accent is killing me because it's so authentic. I'm like, God damn it. Like,
you know what's funny? Aquafina is like their safe black in a way.
Yeah.
Like she's just ghetto enough, but she's Asian.
But not black. Exactly. So we get to use this type of.
We can use this thing that is you, but with the outward appearance of an Asian. She's a safe black.
Yeah. I 100% understand what you're saying. Shitty, but I understand it.
The king, the person who played the king, he was cool.
How are you about them?
Yeah, he was cool. The
nigga with the bowl cut.
Yeah, he got a bowl cut now.
And No Country for Old Men, the nigga with the air gun.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's him. Yeah, how are you about them?
Yeah, they shown all of Ariel's sisters. You know, from all different races. You got Asian ones. You got I think it was they got the Indian chick from They got the Indian chick from what is that show that everybody watched on Netflix? Oh, fuck. Damn it. That cheesy ass. Huh?
Stranger Things?
No. The British show with
Richardson?
Yeah. They had the Indian chick in it.
There's an Indian chick in it?
Yeah. Indian chick in Bridgerton.
People in that shit.
Yeah, it's the Indian chick in Bridgerton. She was one of the mermaids. They had a dark skin one.
Weber.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
What?
They had the blonde hair one. Yeah.
Weber.
Yeah.
Should have been one of her sisters.
Asian one. Yeah.
Fire. All of them fire.
Yeah. They were all sisters. So the king was knocking shit up.
Hey, you.
Now he's one that don't need to use his words. I'm the king.
Yeah, you better get some of this fish stick.
We can't name it fish stick. We already did that.
No,
we already did that.
Damn.
This would be part 2.
More fish, more stick.
Gay fish. Gay fish.
More fish, more stick.
Get that fish print.
Fish print. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I think the only thing
I can hate this shit.
as far as the whole movie, I liked it. It's just that the last part, I felt like they could have added more, like the final climax battle. I think they should have had the king have his whole fleet fight Ursula and the mermaids too. It would have been more realistic because just the prince and Ariel fighting this motherfucker, I'm like, yo, this is like some unbelievable shit. But that's what happened in the movie, so I guess they just kept it authentic.
Yeah, they want to change too much. They already like we already put a black person in here. We just too much. Gotta be careful about what else we put in here.
Oh, but now that I think about it, I don't think they could have found anybody that could have fit like the part of what to do and what they needed to do, because she was singing the hell out of them fucking songs. Like A Part of Your World, she sung that shit better than the original. Because I thought I was bugging at first. So then I listened to the original. I was like, okay, all right. And then I listened to her version and she got way more fucking range.
They could have dubbed her voice. They could have got a better actress and then dubbed her voice.
We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that no more.
I mean, we shouldn't. Just because, you know, you can, I mean, it's hard to find somebody who does both.
Yeah.
You just kind of lucked out.
Yeah. And I think, you know, that was, I don't want to say a favor, but, you know, Beyonce being in Lion King and then somebody who's affiliated with Beyonce just so happened to be in the next Disney movie.
Yeah, that's definitely some type of nepotism. You the offspring of Beyonce. Of course we're going to put you with something.
Yeah, but it was cool, though. I fuck with it.
Okay.
I heard
so
people,
1 out of 5 fish sticks. What you give it?
5 fish sticks. Just because of that fucking that Jamaican accent was killing it for me, I got to knock out 2 points. So yeah, like that shit was like aggravating the fuck out of me. Like it, because it's like
you ain't even Caribbean.
Yeah. Oh, thank you that you said that, because there were Caribbeans in the fucking movie who did a better Jamaican accent than that fucking crab. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, what is this?
What was the actor that was the crab? That was Sebastian.
I forgot. Is he still alive?
Oh,
the original dude, I think he passed a few years ago. I'm talking about the person that was in this movie.
Oh, him? Ain't he British?
I have no clue.
I don't know. That accent was terrible. They didn't get rid of that. But I'll give it a 8. I think they need to fucking AI voice that fucking crab, and it'll be cool.
I give it 8 fish sticks.
Yeah, 8 fish. Yeah, but I fuck with it though. I heard people saying that it's one of the best adaptations.
David Duchovny?
What the fuck is David? David Diggs.
Diggs? Oh, yeah, that's probably him. Yeah.
I don't know who. Oh, I've seen this black dude before. I don't even know if he's like Caribbean like that. He might be.
Is he British?
Yeah, I think he was in like Hamilton. I think it's the nigga from Hamilton.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if he's Caribbean like that though.
I don't think so. I think he's he's an Oreo.
Oreo. Does he have Caribbean family? Like, I don't
he
understand.
I don't know. I mean,
if it was, that was terrible.
Oh no, he's joking. He was actually right. His mom is Jewish and his father's African American.
What the fuck, man? Yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like,
no,
come on, man. God damn it.
I mean, African American on the internet, a lot of things. It could be Caribbean. They just didn't put it up here.
That shit was terrible if he was.
Yeah.
That shit was
anyway,
terrible.
yeah. Hey, man. Well,
but anyway, he wouldn't have been my first choice. But you know,
hell no.
I'm not a casting director.
Hell no.
Yeah, well, under the galaxy.
Yeah.
Kiss the guy.
So you give it 8 fish sticks.
Yeah.
And then
because Sebastian fucked it up for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, people saying that it was one of the best adaptations. I can see that, but then again, like, it wasn't that much competition. So,
you saying
Lion have competition? Not like,
Lion King wasn't
within the release cycle, but within the past 5-6 years that they've been doing live action adaptations. Just have to stack up against what
Mulan,
Lion King, Mulan, Beauty and the Beast.
I think that's it, right?
They did one more. Maleficent, but they don't count that for some reason.
Yeah, but I don't.
I mean, that didn't really focus on like the princess aspect of that we know of Disney. So,
Yeah, it didn't
Maybe that's why
focus
they
on
don't count that.
the
Aladdin, I
story
didn't
that
like. Aladdin, I
you know,
didn't like that.
yeah, Aladdin. So yeah, I mean, I didn't see any of them. The only one I've seen is Lion King. And that one was like, yeah, the Lion King.
Hmm.
Kiss the
Mm.
cat.
Hmm.
And daga. Willa rewind.
Okay, we're moving on. I don't know what you doing.
Nothing.
Whatever he wants. That's what he does. Yo. Dumbo, does Dumbo count?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, but I didn't. Nah, the Dumbo. It was focused more on the kids. I hate when they do that. I hate when it's about Dumbo, but you're focusing more on the humans.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I can't stand it.
And then so Aladdin, Dumbo, Beauty and the Beast. Now we have this.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wicked.
All right, topics, man. How much Tom Cruise earned from Top Gun Maverick? How much has Tom Cruise earned from Top Gun Maverick?
$100 million. Man,
That's from box office and streaming.
back in.
Box office, I guess.
Back in.
Damn.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, the back end. You got a percentage.
Yeah. So I guess in the article, he's saying he took $12 million for the role, but because he took $12 million, he's like he wanted 10% on the back end, and the movie made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because of that, he ended up with
1.5 billion.
ended up 1.5 billion. Excuse me. Ended up netting him $100 million, which is like a lot of fucking money. So shout out to Tom Cruise. That's why the nigga wanted to sit in the movie theaters.
Right.
Hell yeah. I want all my money.
Mm-hmm. You're not gonna Scarlett Johansson me, nigga.
So I'm trying to relate this to Vin Diesel somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think how many of Fast and Furious has made money, because if he's not the sole producer, but he's been a part of every Fast and Furious since, I want to say, at least 3. I don't know how much he's making per movie.
4 definitely at least.
At least, yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, I would assume the further we've gone on, the more financial investment he possibly has in these films, and he probably makes more money the further we've gotten. So I don't know if it's quite the same amount of deal, but I'm pretty sure he makes a decent chunk of change off these films.
Yeah. And now they're talking about doing a Toretto spinoff.
Oh god.
Oh man, we're not gonna see the end of this for like at least another decade. There's a whole new generation of Torettos coming.
Here's the thing. I would be okay with that, right? But they've gone too far. Like, they're doing way too much stuff. Like, you cannot sustain this. So in order to do like a Toretto family spinoff, is it going to be like a prequel and things are a little bit more grounded?
No, you could like reset it with the kids.
Yeah, I guess you could like, okay, we're not super agents like our dads were, and then
we actually street race. We take people pink slips. We race on the streets. We get chased by cops. We can bring it back to that with like little sprinkles of like out of this world shit.
If they do that, maybe. But I don't think they're gonna. Yeah. I think they're just gonna try to top themselves forever until it's Transformers is for real.
I mean, I guess I can see this going on for at least another 5 years. Because the movies are so far and few between, where it's like we get one like every 2 years, 3 years, and we kind of don't hear anything about it until it's getting ready to drop. So there's no real burnout. You know, like we say with Marvel, like there's a superhero burnout. So it's like every month they're announcing something. They give us the plan 5 years in advance. So we have this burnout. But with them, I feel like once it leaves theaters and hits like streaming or whatever, we don't hear about them until the next one's getting ready to drop. So maybe like 4 months out, we start to see trailers, or we start seeing Vin Diesel more in the public, or, the actors in the movie, whoever. So this is not that real conflict of like, yo, y'all niggas beating us over the head. I'm sick of this shit. It's just like, oh, y'all do y'all shit, y'all disappear, and then y'all come back when y'all ready. And then people be like, I have to know what happens. I have to finish this shit. So I want to say they're doing it right, but it's like, come on at this point.
Yeah.
That's his breadwinner though. He said Furious 7. I think that was the one with the last one Paul Walker was in. That made $1.5 billion. Vin Diesel was paid $47 million for that. Fast X cut $27 million out of his paycheck, so he still got $20 million from it.
I was gonna say, is that just his salary, or is that like?
There's a salary.
Yeah, but so we don't know if he got anything in the back end.
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah, so
this movie was expensive. They were saying this movie was expensive as hell to make.
Which I don't know why.
CGI and locations and all that shit.
I think because it was 3 movies, and that ball that was rolling, that shit was real.
Yeah, that's all you.
It was real.
Yeah, it was real.
It was a real prop. I mean, they should have spent more money on that CGI because that shit was looking horrible.
Tom Cruise. I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah, well, shout out to you, Thomas.
Yeah.
So, do we expect a Top Gun?
Maverick
I don't
3?
know, Thunderbird next or something? I don't know.
What, third one?
What other cool names we got?
Yeah, especially if that shit made a
Top Gun Echo, Charlie.
Yeah.
I want him to make Edge of Tomorrow 2. That's what I want. I want Edge of Tomorrow 2.
Yeah, if I made $100 million on this, I'm never going back to that.
What? Edge of Tomorrow?
Yes.
Edge of Tomorrow.
I'm never making. If I did Top Gun Maverick, what? Close to 30 years later, after the first one came out, and I made $100 million, I'm never going back to any other. I'm doing my signature franchises. I have Mission Impossible. Now I have Top Gun. Just like with Vin Diesel, I don't have to do any Riddick movies. I don't have to do no Triple X shit. I am Groot and Dominic.
I mean, you can do Edge of Tomorrow. You can do that forever because you keep going back in time.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything that would compromise me from shoot times from these 2 movies. Top Gun. What's an Ethan? That's it.
Ethan Hunt.
That's it. Not doing nothing else. What we got? John Wick 5.
No.
Lionsgate exec confirms it's in its early development. I'm guessing early development is script or finding a script writer, director.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you want to do this again? He's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yo, is it true that John Wick 1 through 4 is like 24 hours or something like that?
Something like that. Wait.
Like it's all within like the same day or same.
Well, it's like it's within like the same week or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that much of a time jump.
Yeah, because the first one, I think he gets his car.
That was like a night or a day or something like that. That shit was quick.
He gets his car in the second one. Yeah. So yeah, it's a couple of days. Yeah, because I think second one he gets his car right after he fucking kills the nigga.
Yeah.
And all that shit. So yeah, within a couple of days.
I think what was the one where he went to like, I don't know, some desert or some shit like that. What was that, Parabellum? That had to be like a few days.
That took a couple of days, I think, for him to do that. So yeah, so it was about a week or 2.
Yeah.
I didn't see 4, so I don't know if there was like a time component in that.
Oh, 4 is like on some 24-hour shit. Like,
yeah.
So, do we expect John Wick to end anytime? So I know it's not going to go on as long as fast. Like we're not going to get John Wick 8 or 10 or shit like that.
Not now. That should keep making money.
It depends on how well it does, right? Yeah.
I mean, John Wick 4 just left the theaters and they already talking about John Wick 5 a month later.
Monies.
Yeah. Monies.
Yeah, but do we expect it to keep going on like John Wick 6?
As long as it's making money.
Yeah.
Studio's still struggling, man.
They can find a story for it.
Keep up the creative kills, I guess.
Yeah.
I think they got a spinoff coming out called Ballerina or something like that.
Ballerina?
Yeah, with a chick.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't remember. Was it 3 or 2? I think it was 3 where John went back to like where he grew up and it was like part of the Russian mafia.
The orphanage.
Yeah, the orphanage. But it was like they was training ballerinas. Like it was like in like what the fuck you call it? Ballerina shit school, I guess, or
ballerina shit school.
Was it front?
I don't know what you call it, shit. Whatever. You know what I meant.
Yeah, it was front.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's like some character from that background as well.
Okay. Fast and Furious spinoffs could happen, including female-led movie, but one star isn't interested.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, good. Finally.
Yeah, because she wanted to get someone else.
So is she gonna off herself? Is she gonna just walk away from Dom? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, how are they gonna write her out of the whole franchise?
Well, this ain't spinoffs.
The spinoff, she don't gotta be in it. It's just a spinoff.
Yeah.
So none of the main cast.
Yeah, but we expect the characters to show up in some shape, form, or fashion. Like if you have a female-led Fast and Furious, she has to be one of the main ones, and then you just can't not explain why she's not there.
You just put a picture.
I got a kid. I'm pregnant.
Yeah, she's busy.
Grown fetuses, got it.
Incubating.
Yeah.
So spinoffs are happening. I think they talked about at least 2 or 3 spinoffs. So the female-led one, they was talking about the Torettos. They were talking about. It wasn't Tokyo. Was it the other white guy?
Well, he's in Tokyo, so that would be Tokyo.
Who, Shaw?
Yeah, but I think like he's. I don't know.
They gonna do Hobbs and Shaw again? 2?
No, he's talking about Lucas Black. The Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
Did we mention that last week?
Yeah,
What?
something like that.
That The Rock is coming back, even though he said he would never do another Fast and Furious?
I don't remember. We might have skipped that part.
I could have sworn I mentioned that he was at the end.
We might have. I don't remember.
Yeah, Wii U. If you didn't watch Fast and Furious, there's an end credits scene where The Rock comes back, and I guess he's like a anti-hero now.
Yeah, because he ain't got no fucking Black Adam shit going on.
Black Adam.
It's like, oh, I'm free.
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing to do. I fucked up my chances.
Yeah, my 10-year plan is fucked up.
My 10-year plan is fucked up.
What you doing, Mark?
Fuck. Hey, Groot. Hey, what's up, guy?
Maybe. We don't know. I mean, we don't know that for a fact.
Want some Terramana?
We don't know for a fact he's coming back.
No, we just don't know how long ago that scene was filmed. Maybe he was planning on coming back and he was just talking shit, but it's just funnier to blame it on Black Adam.
You would think they would post that without his permission? Or if he wasn't coming back or alluding to coming back?
No, I'm saying he might have agreed to do it and just was talking shit and just didn't say anything. And then now that Black Adam failed, people are like, oh, yeah, no, he agreed to Black Adam. Maybe he was always going to do it. We don't know. It's just funnier to blame.
If they make a Hobbs and Shaw 2, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, yeah, he ran off somewhere.
Yeah.
At the stage, he was like, "Oh, I gotta go get my mom's," and then they just never showed a nigga ever again.
My mom's.
He just dipped off. So it's like, well, okay, that's gotta be something for a new movie.
Oh, Mumsy, how you doing? Spot of tea.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't want them. None of them. I want all of them to go.
Me too.
Everybody just gets their car repoed. Everybody goes to Guadalajara or to Arizona and just chills the fuck out. Did y'all hear the story about Ja Rule and Ludacris?
No, what happened?
I think John Singleton was about to do Too Fast, Too Furious, right? And there was a good gap between the first movie and the second movie. I think it was like 3-4 years or something like that. And John Singleton called Ludacris to be in the movie. And the part that Ludacris plays in the movie was supposed to be Ja Rule's character. But Ja Rule, for some reason, didn't want to do it. And now Ludacris is that character. Like, he's that character, but they, like, spun him off into something else. So, he said that was the best sloppy seconds he ever got in his life.
Damn.
Shout out to Ludacris.
So he was like, yo, because he did 2, and then he skipped 3, and then he was in 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3. So it's like, Ludacris is good. That movie money is way better than rap money, and that's what I keep hearing. So now you're doing shit because you love it.
So the non-monogram,
because you love it, not because I have to do this to sustain my lifestyle.
So that's the same character?
Supposedly. So they wanted to bring Ja Rule back as like, oh, he left where they was at to be down south, but then Ja Rule for some reason didn't want to do the movie, so he called Luda and said, "You be perfect for this shit."
Dang.
That's crazy.
It was on All the Smoke.
All the Smoke.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, shout out to Ja Rule. Ja Rule doing fucking Firefest.
Firefest.
So shout out to Luda. Biggest come up ever.
Listen,
I am Group. Las Vegas neighborhood named streets after Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now.
Gotta catch
now.
Oh, yeah.
This could be something. I don't know where this neighborhood is. I don't know what this neighborhood surrounds or occupies, but if you make a Pokey Town, and this is in Vegas, right? Vegas already has enough money.
Yeah.
You could really corner the market and do some shit if it's like a thing.
Well,
like they make it a thing. Like, nigga, if you have 150 streets and you name them all something from first generation Pokemon, if you got Snorlax Lane and Squirtle Lane could be a ill fucking strip of strip clubs.
Fire.
Sex clubs. Something crazy. Snorlax Lane could be a whole fucking slew of hotels down there. If you do this right, you can make some money.
The airport will be in like Pidgey Place.
You see the vision. Nigga, if you go to Charizard fucking Drive, it's a whole slew of fucking barbecue restaurants.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Fucking Venusaur Ave. Cannabis.
Weed, yep. Cop all that weed.
Yo, you can make a killing doing this shit.
Yeah, that wasn't the point of the naming the streets. That
I know. I'm just saying, like, if the niggas was smart, if Pokemon was smart, I know they trademarked all these names. They had to get. Did they have to get permission?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they had to get permission.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Them names are trademarked. It's no way in hell.
I don't think it applies to streets though. Because what it was they were in Las Vegas and it was construction, and then their sons actually named it because they was obsessed with Pokemon, so they just started naming Gen 1 Pokemon to name the streets because they couldn't think of street names. So he's just Snorlax and Charizard. So it's just just throwing shit out there.
Man, if you got 151 streets, avenues, lanes, places, circles, you could really turn this into a great first of all, a tourist attraction, and second of all, just a slew of businesses. Like I said, I don't know what occupies this area, but if you motherfuckers were smart, as I'm looking at it right now, it looked to be just dirt and a couple houses like in the distance and mountains and shit. If you wanted to capitalize on this and do something crazy, you could. Jigglypuff Lane, strip clubs.
Snorlax Lane.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
Jiggle, jiggle. It don't jiggle, jiggle. It moves.
You do all types of shit here, but this is kind of fire. I would have thought Las Vegas would have did some shit like that, or maybe I did. I don't know.
That's funny,
but that is kind of fire. I do want to go to I don't know. Oh, Jinx place might be crazy.
No, but black people.
No, I was gonna say like trans people, but cool.
Whoa.
I was gonna say trans something. Jinx Lane, Jinx place,
Jinx Drive,
Jinx Drive. Shit, the Aerodactyl place. You could do museums.
Word.
They fossils, whatever. Let us see what else is next. Gaming news. Mortal Kombat 1 will deal a punishing 100 gig. And that's on first day.
Yeah, well. Yep. This is the world we live in now.
So that's 100 gigs to just install the shit. That's not talking about the update that might come with the game, because they never just put the game out the first day and it'd be okay. There's always a 1.001 update.
True. I mean, that would probably just replace the data that's already there, I would assume. But still,
yeah,
it's gonna be hefty. I mean, that's just the world we live in now. It's just you got to install these games onto your hard drive to play them, and they're, because of the type of stuff we're doing, the files are just large, man. They're just huge files.
So this isn't meant for console play, I'm guessing.
No, it is.
I mean, I know that, but just to have 100 gigs or like that. So by the time this game comes out, the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and S have been out for what, 5? No, not 5 years, like 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, about 3 to 4.
So you telling me these people have backup storages, they have installed, RAM, they have installed all this other stuff to actually install a 100 gig update and not delete or send a bunch of games to their cloud?
No, see, that's where you're fucking up. You got to make choices.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to delete. That's the world we live in right now. You just gotta delete shit. You gotta delete. You gotta move around. You gotta shuffle. That's it. This is kind of where we are until we get an alternative. I don't know what
cloud gaming.
Yeah, I mean, cloud gaming will help with that. I don't know, like if there's gonna be like a PlayStation 5 Pro with like a 5 terabyte hard drive. I mean, I don't know if it's probably
shit gonna cost money.
Exactly, but like, I mean, that's one of the other options to do. But yeah. But they gotta do something because like every game you hear about now is like, oh, this is gonna be 100, 150, 250. It's like just mad game. It's like half your hard drive, quarter of your hard drive.
Yeah, that 2 terabyte.
So why don't the developers of the systems actually do this beforehand? Give us more space.
It's more money.
It costs more money to have
more money to buy like Seagate hard drives and external drives and shit.
Yeah, well, because it would cost you more money on a upfront. So instead of getting a console for $500, you're looking at like $1,000 console, or maybe not $1,000, but it's
like 700.
Oh yeah, that's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like
I wouldn't be mad.
Would we rather not give you this large of a hard drive and cut off $300 off the price of the console to make it affordable for consumers, or we have the harder hard drive, but then no one's gonna want to buy it because it's too fucking expensive.
But damn, 100 clip though, that's like 3 games.
Yeah, ray tracing, ray tracing on the pixels.
They just gotta find cheaper alternatives for us. That's where it's gonna become a pain in the ass. Like PlayStation, you can upgrade the hard drive space, but you can only add like another terabyte in it, right? I think
2
terabytes. You can still eat
PlayStation. That 2 shit ain't doing it no more.
Nothing. Yeah, you can eat through that quick. Xbox, you gotta get the SD card or the extra memory thing.
External hard drive, the Seagate. That's only like, I think they only come. I think there's one that's like 4 gigs, like a Seagate that you can buy that's like 4 gigs. I'm pretty sure you could buy something that's like 12, 15, 20 terabytes or something.
And them shits is expensive as fuck.
And expensive as fuck.
So they gotta find a way to like make that better for
defrag that shit, man. The hell, man, you could I'm pretty sure you could smush that file down a little bit more. If it's not 100, maybe like 80s.
Yeah, compress the shit.
Compress it, man. Put that shit in a zip file.
Thanks.
Because 100 is crazy off the day one. That's crazy. And then they got DLC. They got more skins. They got extra shit coming down the pipeline. So it's like it's not just 100. You're gonna have to get rid of something else. You want by the time. So when does this game come out?
I don't know yet. This year, I believe, right?
Is it November?
Yeah, November, I think. Somewhere around there. October, November.
September 19th.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So by Christmas, you're gonna have to get rid of at least 6 games.
More than that. And plus, that's the other thing. And this ain't the only game that's coming out.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 coming out. That's gonna be a lot.
You got Spider-Man, you got Tekken, you got Street Fighter, you got just a lot of AAA games coming out.
You gotta make choices.
You gotta make choices.
Starfield, if you got an Xbox, you gotta play that.
Fuck. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Fucking Starfield?
Gotta be.
That's gonna be 250.
Fucking if you want an Armor Core when that comes out. Like, so it's like you're gonna have to make choices. It's just the fucking luck of the draw we have right now.
That's fucking nuts.
Insane in the membrane.
Let's see what we got. Dolphin Emulator Steam release indefinitely postponed as cease and desist from Nintendo.
Of course they did.
So Nintendo said, if you ain't gang, don't touch it.
Don't do it.
And people steadily try to do it, and they try to get over it, try to pull one up fast one on Nintendo. And Nintendo's like, yeah, you gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah. Better be
careful. So were people actually looking forward to this?
Yeah. You never played the Dolphin Emulator before?
No.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you play GameCube games. You you play Mario Sunshine in like 4K and shit like that.
Oh.
Like that's what I'm kind of snitching on myself. That's what I was playing Luigi's Mansion on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, shit! Until fucking Nintendo do one better.
but isn't the point of an emulator to be like on like the hush, like the black market type of shit?
Sort of, yeah, but it always gets out there some way.
Why you go public with illegal shit?
I have no idea.
A lot of people do it just for game preservation.
Yeah,
I know that, but if this says Steam, does that mean it would have been available on the Steam store?
Yeah.
That's you advertise to the niggas that you selling they dope.
Yeah, facts.
You can't like, hey, I'm selling dope, coppers. I dare you to stop me. All right.
They get Bowser.
Yeah, they're definitely about to put this shit on Steam, but Valve got that DMCA. It's like, oh, can't do this.
Slow
like that was like, if you just leave everything illegal, everything on the black market, and just word of mouth, catch me if you can.
But why?
Type of shit.
I think
but now you want to try to make money. The power of a dollar, man.
I think that Nintendo should hire these people who are making these emulators because that shit is really good. Like the Dolphin emulator, they update that shit every day. Like every day when you turn it on, as soon as you turn it on, it says update. Yep. Because you fix some more games. They have a whole list of games they went through and played. This one's perfect. That one perfect. They got a whole game. This one's kind of buggy. Still got to fuck with that. Emulated all these games. So for PlayStation to say that they can't really backwards compatibility, they can't do it with PlayStation 2 is kind of bullshit because they have emulators that play PlayStation 2 games. Not all of them, because some of them have like shaders that's kind of fucked up, like San Andreas. But if you work on it, you can do it, but you're gonna have to pay people to do it.
I think once the old regime is out of Nintendo, this will actually be a thing in the future. Will we be around to see it? Possibly. I think once like a new guard comes in, there'll be more. They won't be as apprehensive and defensive with their product to be like, hey, we can't do it. We do need help. There are people out there smarter than us. We can actually work with these people or hire these people.
Yeah.
To get shit. We can all make money together. There's enough money out here for everybody. So we can all, help each other. One hand wash the other.
Yeah, they just got to
right now, whoever's in the chair, the CEO spot of Nintendo is like, no. We do everything in house. It's not Nintendo unless we do it. This is not our brand of dope. If it don't got that N on it, it's not us.
They just like old school with their thinking and ideas.
Everything.
Yeah, so it's like they gotta just be like, look, hey, this is where we are right now. We gotta be able to like make some changes. Like they even give people beef when they like stream stuff. Like they make it difficult to do shit like that. Like, because I don't know if y'all saw a couple weeks ago, like Alana Pierce was streaming Tears of the Kingdom on Twitch, but she had like, I think it was like review or like she had like press stuff. Like, so she was like actually able to be streaming a game, but because it's a Nintendo game, Nintendo's like very like buggy about that. Like, oh shit, are you streaming a shit before you're supposed to stream it? Like, so her channel got banned because of that shit. It's like they just so uptight. They're not like with the times about shit. So it's like they gotta kind of like loosen up the reins a little bit.
Yeah, there's this thing going around YouTube where there are certain content creators who make content about Nintendo games, whether it be Mario, Pokemon, Star Fox, whatever the fuck. And if you like cuss in your video or something like that, or you make some obscene gesture, or if it's not family friendly, if kids can't watch it, then Nintendo like don't fuck with you, and they might like flag certain shit on your channel. So like they'll like sponsor certain people because they're kid friendly or they're safe or whatever, but there's people that like they make the game fun, they get all the views, they got millions of views on their games like Mario Makers and all these games, but Nintendo won't mess with them. Why? Because they're just not children friendly, they're not safe, they might cuss while streaming a game or uploading a video or something like that. I'm like, why wouldn't you go where the people are and why would you keep playing it safe? I'm like, y'all do know we live in this world where you can just hit every demographic. You don't have to stay, hey, if you're this age, if you say this certain word, if you act like this in your video, we can't get behind you. It's not like it's like harming kids or it's like sexual, nothing like that. It's just, it might be some vulgarity.
Yeah, just a little color commentary.
Yeah, like to make it fun, make it pop a little bit, make it interesting to an older demographic or someone that, that just different lanes of people. But Nintendo is just really, really uptight and be like, hey, nah.
I don't.
Rigid.
You should be a little.
Nobody else sells dope on this block, but
you should be a little more open to this. Did you see what they did with Red Dead Redemption 2?
The
modders gave an update to where you can build your own house.
Oh,
but Rockstar didn't even do that shit. Like, come on, man, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, you can build your own fucking cabin.
Lit.
I mean, see, people be thinking of ideas and all it takes is a little bit of it takes a little bit of coding and a little bit of ingenuity, and I think they're just mad because they didn't think of it. So it's like, how dare you do something that we didn't do better and before us? I think it'd be dope if they could do that. They can implement that. Like, hey, hire us. We can put this in the game.
Yeah, they gotta hire these mods, man.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna bang you over the head for the price either. It's just like, hey, we're fans of the game. We want to do this. We want to make it better. We want to make it more fun for us and other people, because other people might want. If we wanted it, other people definitely want it.
That's why I fuck with Bethesda with their modding community. They let them have at it. They let them do whatever. Right. Fucking have lifesavers and shit. New shaders to make it look like a completely different game. They got this dark mode where it's like realistic as fuck. Like there's no light at all. That's how it was back then. Ain't no fucking light.
Yeah, just fucking lanterns and matches. Yeah,
realistic as light. Should be cool, man.
Okay. And PlayStation Showcase 2023, everything that was announced. I think the only thing that people cared about was Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. And Metal Gear.
Spider-Man, I'm telling you, they need to have these video game creators and these studios actually make movies. Because just watching that like 10-minute, 15-minute trailer and gameplay, I was like, I'm all in.
Facts.
So they got Spider-Man 2. We have Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake announced.
Yeah,
we have a PlayStation game streaming device, which is kind of like a what's the thing? Steam Deck.
Yeah.
We have Assassin's Creed Mirage gets October release date. We get Alan Wake 2 on my birthday, October 17th. We have Final Fantasy that looks good and it's coming out next month. Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh shit.
Bungie announced this new Marathon. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, that's the
Marathon
game
is a first-person shooter. Bungie originally released on Mac in 1992.
Yeah, it's the game they made before Halo.
Oh, okay.
It's a PC game, but the thing with the Marathon thing is, I think it's like a multiplayer, like online type of shit. Marathon was like a single player story type of game, like, but now I guess they made a multiplayer type of shit, which is whatever. But yeah,
that's what it says right here. According to PlayStation, the game is a PvP focused and won't feature a single player campaign.
Yeah, it's not.
We got some more of Street Fighter story mode, which is coming out on Friday. Definitely copping that. Jay Raymond's Haven Studios reveals Fair Games. That game looks good. The premise looks good. I don't know if they didn't show any actual gameplay, but I like the premise. Where it's just like everything is fair. I guess it's like bank heist or something like that. Like I can kill you and take your money type shit. I don't know if it's like some online multiplayer thing or it's like a single player interaction or a couch co-op. I don't know what it is. They just showed us this trailer and like we have no window for like a release date. Just showing y'all something cool we did. Was it the Talo or Talo Principle 2 is coming this year. Foam Stars is a Splatoon like shooter for Square Enix, so it's Splatoon for PlayStation.
Yeah, trick load again.
Lucky Squire.
Is bubbles instead of paint?
Yeah, basically.
Like phone or whatever.
It's basically it's Splatoon. It's like, you know how Nintendo has Smash Brothers and PlayStation had PlayStation All-Stars or something like that?
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah.
Crash Racing.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
well, that was actually good.
Voice actor that played Crash. I think he recently passed away like a week or two ago.
Oh
damn. New look at adorable indie The Plucky Squire. I saw somebody play that a while ago. I saw a trailer for that a while ago, maybe like a year ago. That looked pretty good. Well, not it looked good, but it looked like a fun little, just game. Yeah. Phantom Blade Zero is a new hack and slash RPG. This one looks good. This one looks promising. It kind of reminded me of Wukong, but with a human, and it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
Ghost Runner 2 announced for 2023. We have Helldivers announced. Helldivers 2 announced. Giant Squid reveals Sword of the Sea. Resident Evil 4 remake VR mode trailer. Bobby, you getting that?
No, I ain't playing that shit. Nope.
Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 announced for a late 2023 release.
What?
Grease creator reveals Never coming in 2024.
Never ever.
Yeah. Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean is coming out next year.
Cat Quest.
Powers of Azkaban is a Breath of the Wild like coming next year. So I guess that's Breath of the Wild for.
Yo, what?
I mean for
what is up with PlayStation, man? Why are you trying to take
Everybody
a
does
fucking
it.
Nintendo, man? Come on, man.
Literally everyone does.
Damn, shit.
Call D-Block.
Make up your own shit.
No, we can't.
Jesus
This
Christ.
is our own shit. It's ours now.
Yeah. Revenant Hill is coming to PlayStation 4 and PS5.
Revenant.
Oh, that's another thing too. I didn't hear a lot of these games coming out for PS4, so a lot of your motherfuckers gotta.
Upgrade.
Yeah, I gotta get that PS5.
Well, it's been 3 years.
I forgot. I think the big uproar was Spider-Man. They didn't announce it for PS4. Everybody was like, "What you mean?"
Of course they didn't.
Yeah, I don't think
I think they said that. Didn't they say that? It was just developed for PlayStation 5. That's it. Get your money out. Shit. What you mad for?
Bitch, nigga.
Because I'm broke.
Hey, shit. Ain't that problem?
I mean, I got one on. Ain't talking about me, but
ain't that problem?
Ain't my problem.
Shit.
Yeah, Revenant Hill coming to PlayStation 4 and PS5. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is coming this winter.
Relink. Come on, dog.
Metroidvania.
Wait, speed back. Relink.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
What the dude look like?
Zelda.
Yeah, he look like Link. Is that the Master Sword? What the fuck? Yo, PlayStation just said fuck it, nigga. PlayStation just said fuck it. Do what they do it.
Hey,
try to make it better.
They in constant battle for 1 and 2.
Pretty much.
Can't beat them, then we gonna remake them.
God damn.
Ultros is a colorful Metroidvania coming next year. So it's
Castlevania.
This is Metroid.
Like, what the fuck, man? Come on, ain't no fucking coincidence.
I don't know.
Metroidvania.
Saying, hey,
that's a term.
You're putting our own spin on it. So we don't care what y'all do. Y'all can't copyright an idea. Now, if we like, if they name this dude like Amos and her name is Samus, it's like, all right, my nigga.
Yo, why did it be a chum bucket?
Metroidvania is just a term they use for the gameplay type, which is basically the same thing that's in Castlevania.
A side-scrolling platformer.
Side-scrolling, or I don't even know if that's necessarily a side-scrolling platform, but it's like you have a bunch of skills that you unlock to help you unlock the different things later on the further you go, like you would do in Castlevania or Metro. Like, oh, okay, I don't have this weapon, so I can't go here yet. Now I got this weapon, backtrack and do it. And that's why they just label stuff like that Metroidvania, because it's in that same vein.
Yeah, they just need something to attach it to, so you know what you're getting into.
Idea, so you can have a frame of reference. It's just a catch-all term.
Yeah. A look at Perfect World Games Tower of Fantasy. 4 new PSVR 2 games revealed. We have Crossfire Sierra Squad. We have Arizona Sunshine 2, Synapse 2, and Beat Saber. And Resident Evil 4 VR. And Fireworks Concord is coming next year to PS5 and PC. New gameplay trailer for Immortals of Avium. And that concludes the list. And then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Of course. Helldivers seem like, what's that game that came off for Xbox? The hell's the name of that game?
What? Is it old, new?
It's a game that came off for Xbox. I think I want to say around pandemic time. Everybody was on.
Viking girl that hears voices.
Hellblade. Yeah, something like that.
Nah, it's. I don't know. I'll think of it. Yeah, that's it. Do any of these announcements excite y'all? Spider-Man's.
He wall kicked that nigga. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Tapped in on his rib cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they got the wingsuit. He could glide. It was like, oh, it's lit.
I think that's a little too much.
What, the gliding?
How the mechanics are. Like he just stays stable in the air. If you were diving, it'll be a little bit better, but this motherfucker just stable like that. It's a little too much. I don't know, but maybe because he was chasing like the vehicle, but like if you could just stay stationary like that the whole time, it's kind of taken away from actually using the web swing to like get some air so you can do it. Yeah, I don't. It's too.
It works. I don't know. It was a quick thing. I don't know because he didn't like glide for a long distance, so I don't know if there's any drop in the glide. There might be.
I just hope it's not like continuing flying.
Just flying.
Yeah, just floating. It's just like it's a little. Come on,
it's a glider. He's not like a rocket pack. I think it's just to help him glide. I don't think so. I don't know. Granted, because I ain't played the fucking games. I can't.
Yeah, because if you just glide through the whole stage, what's the use of the web? Maybe you're just gonna be gliding the whole time.
You're right.
Yeah,
now, I mean, like the flying aspect, it's not more so flying. It's kind of like you're falling with grace a little bit.
Man, that nigga wasn't falling. He was going down and going back up.
You got to make it look good for y'all.
Yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't drop.
We don't know what they might change come actual release.
Yeah, but I see why they do it because they're saying that it's not just going to be Manhattan. So apparently, you can go over the bridge.
Oh yeah, the map is going to be bigger than Manhattan. They're expanding the map as well.
Yes, so I can see gliding over the sea. I can see that.
Yeah. How y'all feel about it not being a 2-player?
I don't care.
I don't give a fuck. I don't want to play 2-player anyway, nigga.
Tired of talking to you, yeah.
So I don't want to play this shit anyway. Fuck that shit.
I don't feel like doing anything. Fuck humans.
Goddamn.
It ain't my girl. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Ain't got a pussy. Fuck it. No pun intended.
Shut off from the world. And then when people say shit, you're like, what? What do you mean?
Why? Because I don't want to play Spider-Man 2-player.
You don't want to play anything 2-player.
Okay.
So all we care about is Spider-Man.
Yeah, for me,
as Metal Gear, I care about because that's my favorite one.
And they got the collection coming out. So they got Delta, which is a Snake Eater. They have the Snake Eater remake, and then they also have a collection. So that's cool because I never really played the Metal Gear game. So I might fuck around and cop that and play those.
Assassin's Creed.
Mirage is cool.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I like Assassin's Creed. I like the fact that they're going back to in a town type of setting. It's not like an open world, like everything's spread out type of shit. I think it's like a closer to the beginning. And they're in like the Crusades times. It looks like in the first game. Well, but it's the
bring back Desmond, please,
or whatever. So it looks cool.
Alan Wake.
No.
Yeah. I might fuck with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all we have for topics. We have no DC Marvel news today.
No, it was nothing.
All right, that could be good or bad, even though Flash is coming out soon. But cool.
The Flash.
That's it for topics.
Yep,
I believe so.
All right. So we haven't done one of these in a while, but we do have an interview with the one and only. What's his name?
Phil Moore.
Yeah, cool dude. Exciting dude, very fun interview. Hesh, I'm mad you missed it.
Yeah, that nigga was funny.
Yeah, real cool brother, man. So if we have any 80s and 90s babies in the dojo, he was the host of Nick Arcade. I think he was the host at one point of Figure It Out and something else. But he tells us his whole, journey and where he grew up and how that came to be and stuff. So, he be doing interviews and shit like that. So you can go ahead and listen to that right now. All right, so Three Ninjas Podcast, Domino, Hesh, Jones, Bobby, and we have a special guest in the dojo today. Someone I grew up on, and Bobby and Hesh, if he was here. Oftentimes we have these conversations about were we Nickelodeon kids or Cartoon Network kids. I definitely was a Nickelodeon kid, grew up on that since '86. And I feel like the person that we're talking to right now really shaped a lot of my, love for video games and hosting and things like that, because that was the first time that I actually seen somebody that looked like me on TV. that I can remember.
I got a comment about that. All right.
All right. So other than Double Dare, so in the dojo right now, we have the host of Nick Arcade and a bunch of other shows that we're going to get into. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions. We're going to see how he keep his hair black, everything like that. I got a box in the bathroom, yo. We got the one, the only, Mr. Fillmore.
Yo, what's up, fellas? How you doing, Bobby Domino? What's up, fellas?
All right.
Doing good, man. How are you?
It's good to be here. I'm doing great, man. It's good to be here, man. The other thing that people used to always go is like, are you a Nickelodeon person? Are you a Cartoon Network? Or are you a Disney Channel person? That's the other thing. Disney Channel is another one they used to throw up in there. Mm-hmm. And, they would ask me, like, I've had people ask me that. I'm like, I'm sorry. My check says Nickelodeon. What do you think I'm going to say?
Right.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Gang over here.
But I have to admit, the one time when my son was like 5 or 6 years old, I was being interviewed, and some local Orlando news guy thought he was being super clever, and he was like, "Oh, we did our little chit in the chat," and he turns to my son and said, "And listen, before we go, tell everybody your favorite Nickelodeon show." Put the mic in front of my son's face, live TV. He goes, "Legends of the Hidden Temple."
Oh, you a traitor. Lost this.
Look, Guts was mine. Guts was my favorite,
Yeah.
Because listen, you gotta go on YouTube and find, there is like, being in the studio, you could hear all the different mixes of the theme song. All of our theme songs had a variety of different mixes. You know what I mean? Even like, what's really, I'm not gonna suggest y'all do this, but if you were of the ones that partake of like mind altering substances, there is a version of the Nick Arcade theme song when there was a game that we played called Credit Call, and it was like I called it the smooth jazz version of the song because it lost all of the like dee, dee, dee. It was like do 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 do. I wanted like Barry White to come out the back and go, yeah, but Guts has a version where I just call it the all drums funk Rick James in your face edit of the song, where it was like there's a cut that they would play when the audience would come in, and it would just go, "Do you have it?" And then it was just like, and it was just like, and nobody was saying nothing else other than "Do you have it?" And just, I tried to aggro Craig just to stand on the top of that thing and just dance,
Now, where's the 90s documentary on all this stuff? Because I've never heard any of this. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. I haven't seen it in tweets. Like, where's the 90s Nickelodeon documentary?
Well, look, you know what? There's the thing. I think it was on Netflix, or was it? I can't remember where it is. Everybody Google it. But it was on either Netflix or Peacock or Paramount Plus. I mean, oh gosh, it's probably wrong. But anyway, it was called The Orange Years, and it was co-produced by Elisa Reyes, who played on All That.
All That. I used to love
so there's an actual thing where they got together and they talked with all of us, and it was semi piggybacking off of this book that was written by a guy named Matt Clistine called Slime, the Golden Years of Nickelodeon. So they took like that concept and said, well, let's do our own thing. And they got all of us, man. They didn't just talk to us on camera. They talked to a lot of people behind the scenes. But the thing is, everybody's got their own different story. Like everything I'm telling you, those are mine. This is just me. Like nobody ever asked me, what's your favorite Nickelodeon theme song? But since we're here just chitting and chatting, I'm just going to tell you everything.
Listen, I don't know how long we got you for, but we can go. Like, you can just keep going.
Look. People don't know. Like, I was a little late getting here because I was dealing with LA traffic. But I told him, I said, look, I'm hungry. I might get up and get me like a glass of something to drink, so I can keep the throat going. Because I just walked in the door. But I told these guys, they told me a certain time, and I'm like, let's go. I'm
just happy to have you here because I never thought in my lifetime I'll be able to speak to somebody like you.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Well, it's interesting. So going back to the thing you said at the top of the show, man. There's a guy. I get to hear that a lot. Nowadays. Since the 90s, I call the 90s are the new black. So now everybody wants to do their 90s con. Right. And I get to meet people, but there is a guy who they brought back Double Dare back in like 2018.
Yeah.
And I went out there to say hey to my friend Mark, to kind of support him, give the old like thumbs up to Liza Koshy, who was doing the thing. They were out there crushing it. And I went there just to like, be in the background, enjoy the day, maybe have some lunch afterwards. And the guy who was doing the audience warm up called me over and he's like, oh my gosh, he picked up his phone. He said, you got to talk to my friend. He's going to lose his mind. So he calls him up. And he's FaceTiming him and turns the phone on, and this guy like, oh my gosh, and he's like really excited to see me. I'm just thinking, okay, cool. This is like a really cool fan. Turns out this brother is Steve Harvey's audience warm up. He also does the audience warm up for the Kelly Clarkson show. He does the warm up for Family Feud. It's like he is one of the top audience warm up guys in Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, on a couple of shows that I produced, I've actually contacted his people and hired him to do warm-up for shows that I was producing. This is how dope this guy is. Well, his story was, he goes, you don't understand, man. Like, I was a contestant on Nick Arcade. And he goes, and like living in Orlando, he wasn't even living in Orlando. I think he was living in like one of the smaller cities, which once you get out of Orlando, you're really talking like, Orlando's kind of Central Florida is kind of like, swamp. Everybody knows,
Yeah.
And so, and he said, like, people in his family, they were all doing like nice, respectable jobs, but he had like these ideas of bigger things, but they would kind of go like, yo, bring it down, son. You living in Florida here. And he said when he came onto the show, because he came on season 1, so he hadn't seen any episodes, no episodes that aired prior. And he said it was the first time in his life he ever saw anybody who looked like him doing what he wanted to do. And now he's up here large in LA, audience warm up to the stars now. And it was just kind of, it's kind of interesting though. I showed up every day just to do my job and pay off my student loans, but I had no idea like the long-term effects it would have just by being present and just representing a section of folk that weren't represented. I ended up finding out later on, it's interesting, the show was nominated for an ACE Award. For those who don't know, everything now gets like, everything streaming TV shows, they get Emmys. But back when cable was out, the cable version of an Emmy Award was called an ACE Award. And the show was nominated. While we were out here, they flew us out to California, the guys that created the show and myself. And while we were out here, we found out that that year, that I was the only like African-American host on television in the United States. I was not the first, but like that moment in time, 1991, something like that. It was like, if you flip through the channels, that was it. I was like, wow, and you find them, like that. So it's interesting how, people, things you don't know. Like I said, I was just happy and thankful to have the gig, and I was having fun doing it. And you just don't know what effect it has on folks.
Yeah, because as I was doing my research, and then I just go back in the Rolodex of like shows I used to watch, and I think the only other black host I remember was Omar Gooding on Wild and Crazy Kids.
Oh yeah,
right. And I think that was after your show came out, but exactly. I remember just watching your show and be like, he's so happy and energetic. He gets to play video games or commentate or host, and he's the only black person I see hosting. I want to do that.
Yeah,
that shit looked fun.
It was fun. Look, let me tell you. Okay, more behind the scenes stuff that you would not know. So here's the thing: when you have a video game show on national television, international TV, it's a hit. At that moment in time, every video game manufacturer was putting on the lip gloss, getting down on their knees, grabbing the executive producer's behinds, puckering up, and kissing it like a fat, juicy steak. You know what I'm saying? And so there were days, seriously, there are days when I'd be sitting at home when we weren't shooting, during the hiatus time. Just sitting at home, doing the whole family thing. Ding dong, I go to my door, open it up. It's FedEx. Hi, this is FedEx. This is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is Fillmore. Yeah, sign for this. What you got for me? I don't know, stuff from Sega. We got a delivery to you from Nintendo. Oh, hey, we got to deliver you from Neo Geo. and they would just like send stuff to like the showrunner, the 2 executive producers, the network studio head, and myself. We would just get stuff sent to us, and basically with a note that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that said, "Take a look, see what you like. You want to put it on the show? Hey,
Go ahead.
hey, take a look. Go ahead, take a look." Dude, my son at the time, he was like, again, like around like 5, 6 years old. There was one room that we had that was like the TV room. We had the family room, the living room, but there was a room that I set up that was like, we had a bunch of TVs because we had so many game systems that if people wanted to play multiple games. So we had this one room set up where we'd have, the Nintendo over here. We'd have the Nintendo 64. We'd have the Sega Genesis over here. We'd have the Dreamcast over here. We'd have the 8-bit system over here. It was like, we had just everything just set up. Dude, they were just, so that was the extra perk. I'm having fun. I'm on TV. I'm making decent money. Look, I went from like, again, I wasn't joking. I went from still trying to pay off my student loans and trying to take care of family to, okay, look, we're doing okay. And then they give me video games for free.
Can't ask for nothing. Can't ask for nothing else.
That's why when people like, it's so weird because like, I think we all should be like trying to achieve. Everybody's got you've heard the thing of the bucket list. I kind of stopped them like, dude, like what happens when you successfully do your bucket list by 30?
That's a flex. That's a flex.
So like everything else is just bonus. Everything else is just bonus blessing. It's like, what am I doing now? I'm doing this thing. Why? I don't know. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. Something new. Again, it continues to pay the bills. But like, what do you really like? What's on your list? Man, that list is, like I said, it is a blessing because, man, a lot of the stuff is checked off the list just because of Nickelodeon. I got nothing. Like the 90s Nickelodeon was the best. The people that ran the network out of New York, they were the best. And that's why I think like, people ask me now about the difference between Nickelodeon now and Nickelodeon then. And I'm like, I don't know about Nickelodeon now.
Actually,
I'm
good
not there
programming.
now. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. But I do know the folks, like the incredible and talented people that were, creating the shows and hiring the hosts and the actors and actresses, and they just were in a totally different place, man. And man, thank God they were, because it seemed like it was lightning in a bottle. It was like really the right place, right time. It was a decade that was amazing, and I have not seen anything even come close to it.
Yeah.
I don't think that we can create that now with social media, your YouTube, your streaming and stuff like that. I think that's pretty much impossible. And then like the attention spans of kids, I don't think they really want to, sit down and actually watch a half-hour TV show dedicated to games. G4 just came back and that flopped.
Man, you know what? First of all, let me sit back. Let me play old man in the room for a second. Okay? I'm gonna do old man in the room a second. Hey, tell you something, Domino. Ninja Domino. Dude, that was some deep cuts you made right there. Because most people around you guys' ages, they don't get that. Like they remember the nostalgia, they feel the nostalgia. When I go and make these appearances and do other podcasts, inevitably somebody always talks about doing a reboot. And I kind of want to go, what you're doing right now is you're chewing on the member berries. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get your feels. But if you really, and I got to talk business to them for a second. I'm like, let's take a look at the marketplace right now. And I would saturate it with all of these ways in which people can get content. Let's look at the length of time of the content. And I go through all of these things and I break it down as to why it's not something to just turn around and say, let's just do it because you remember how good it made you feel, because the landscape has changed so much. And the biggest thing that, look, the creators of Nick Arcade and I are actively trying to get the rights to the show because we want to do something that's a little bit different. But we still need to get their permission to do it. As long as they own it, we can't just pop up and do anything.
Right.
But the thing that also is super important, and this is what I think we have an idea about. The one thing that people don't get is not just talking about like being able to get content via streaming and all these other places, but let's just talk about the technology. See, if you really think about Nick Arcade, if you watch it right now, because right now I think you can watch old episodes now. They have it on Paramount Plus. When you really just watch the show, it's just like, okay. But the thing that made the show back then was you were able to do something only on the show that you cannot do anywhere else.
Right.
And that was go inside the video game, right? Dude, I got an Oculus in the living room. I can do that. I can do that on the toilet right now. You know what I'm saying? And so the idea of just doing something that you could just randomly do at home, that's not appealing in the eyes of a network. You've got to come up with something. I mean, the technology to make Nick Arcade work was invented. It's not like they invented it for the show. These guys invented the technology and went, what are we going to do with this? Exactly. And they came up with a show. So it's got to be something wrapped around whatever the next incarnation of a video game show that we do. It's got to be something that says, and you can only do this here. You might be able to do a piece of it at home, but what we end up doing is something that you can only do here. Because without that, you add that on top of everything you just said about all the different places where you can get, IP now and get content and the attention span of people. You add that on top of it, and you're pushing a snowball up a hill. It's really, but most people don't get that. So, dude, I'm sitting up here. I'm having an uncle nephew moment right now. I'm going Hercules, because that, normally I have to explain that, but the fact that you get that, man, I commend you, dude.
Yeah, because we reached a point where we're trying to get nostalgia to work and it's not connecting. And I think that's the reason. It's just too much accessible technology or just ways to actually put everything out there, because everybody wants to be a star. Everybody got ideas. Everybody with a mic think they're a podcaster or a host or something like that. It's just we're getting to a point where I don't know why we're trying to, I guess, bring older things back, thinking that the newer kids are going to like it. Because I think if they switch their audience, we would like somebody my age would love Nick Arcade to come back. I don't think my daughter would actually watch Nick Arcade.
Right. And the weird thing is, but not the weird thing. And on top of that, the people that mostly dominate these ways of getting content are younger than you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're going to put content that appeals to a majority of the audience that isn't really saturating the airwaves. You know what I mean? It's like the people who are dominating the airwaves wouldn't be interested in it. And those that would be interested in it aren't on the airwaves with that same dominance, So it's got to be something. If I still believe, though, if we come up with something that is a unique and original hook that just makes anybody go, wow, that's different. Right. I mean, people like that. People like when you throw something up and it's unique and it catches you. I mean, even if it's something, even if somebody does like a interesting, crazy move on TikTok, it's like, wow, I've never seen anybody do that. It's not that, you were on TikTok that made me go, wow, and click that button. It's because I saw something that was interesting, unique, or different that intrigued me and made me go, all right, boom, I'm going to follow this person. So the show's got to have that. This new incarnation, whatever it is, cannot rely on the member berries. It cannot be successful with just the fan base that grew up with the show. It's going to have to be appealing to a new audience, and they're both going to have to hold it up together. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's the business side of me. Okay, I'm taking that hat off and being like, okay.
No, because I want to hear it.
Okay. Slow it down. You're gonna fall in love. Pull it now. Slow it down.
All right, so we're back.
I actually got a present question for him for where we left off at when you said in order to bring a show back, you have to have something for basically to get everybody involved. Do you think that Family Double Dare could work today?
If they tried it already.
Oh shit.
2018, they brought back Double Dare, they to appeal to the crowd that grew up with it. Mark Summers was no longer the host. He was like Harvey. He was now the announcer. And then the YouTube phenom Liza Koshy.
Yeah, everybody on Liza.
He was the host of the show. So they already did this thing to kind of change it up a little bit. And hold on, I'm gonna send y'all something. Are we rolling right now?
Yeah. I mean, we.
All right. I'm looking up. All right, I'm looking up something right now because I got to send y'all something that y'all appreciate having asked this question. I'm gonna send you this right now if I can find it. But yeah, they brought the show back. As a matter of fact, now listen. Despite everything I just said about how the show needs to be in order to come back and be successful, there is one part of me that like shakes my fist because in the 2000s they have done a reboot of every show, except Nick Arcade.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
They brought back Guts. It was called My Family's Got Guts.
What?
Mm-hmm.
They brought back Figure It Out.
Figure It Out. Yeah, I remember that one.
With Jeff, my good buddy Jeff Sufton, aka Pick Boy from Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back most recently Legends of the Hidden Temple. They made it a movie, and then the CW did it with grown-ups on the CW network.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and so it's kind of interesting. Like, wait a minute now, every show except okay,
yeah,
all right. All right. And the weird thing is, like,
with the black man on it,
the one with the black man, the one with the only brother in the house is the only one. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Gotta open up your third eye, my brother. See what they doing.
So yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. Dang it. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to zip you this thing. I was trying to zip it on the Insta stank, but message. There you go. Okay, I'm trying to message it to you. Where are you guys? Okay. Gosh, what is your thing? I gotta find what you call yourselves again.
Three Ninjas podcast.
What's it called?
Three Ninjas podcast on
Three.
Instagram.
Okay. Three. Okay. Three Ninjas Experience. Is that it? No.
No, Three Ninjas podcast.
It'll feel old typing. Don't feel you old
I know,
typing
right?
over there.
The one finger.
No, 'cause you know what?
You got the ET finger. What's going on?
Let me know. You see, I put on my glasses so I can see what I'm looking at. All right. All right, hang on. Three Ninjas podcast. Come on, it's saying I can't find it. All right, look, I'm trying to find this thing and send you this picture because, or you know what? Wait, I know what I'll do. I know what I'm gonna do. All right, let's keep talking. I know what I'm gonna do.
All right. So basically, what I want to do is take it back to the beginning. So you're from Baltimore, right? Born and raised.
Mm-hmm. On the playground,
Right.
is what you mean.
Yeah. So how was it growing up for you in Baltimore? Because I haven't heard, the best things about Baltimore. I've seen The Wire, stuff like that, the crack era and stuff like that. So how was going to Baltimore for you?
Yeah, Baltimore was great for me. Baltimore, just like so many towns, has had an evolution. I didn't grow up in the suburbs. I didn't grow up, with a silver spoon in my mouth. I lived in the city. I, walked to school. I lived there off of Garrison Boulevard and Liberty Heights. Anybody know what that is? Now it's kind of like a place that's a little sketchy, but that's where I, got up, walked out the elementary school every day. And I guess just over time, just, with the economy and difficulty that people have, just life in general, the city has changed, unfortunately, in some areas due to, just circumstances,
Right.
But for me, it was great. The thing that was good for me growing up is just, I'm going to sound like Fast X, but it's all for the family. Man, I had great family. Great family. I'm an only child, if you couldn't tell. Catching whore that I am. But I'm an only child. But my family, look, my mom, my dad, uncles and aunts, cousins. I mean, the other thing is I was like the only boy in our age range. So, you got your older cousins, you got your younger cousins. When you get to the group that were your cousins, I was the only boy. So I kind of felt like, king of the mountain there, and it was all good. But my family was just always loving. We always had a lot of fun. Once I grew up, I found out there was some shenanigans going on. Like, I didn't know Aunt Susie had a thing with Uncle Joey over here, and I didn't know that Sister so and so didn't like Sister so and so. That's why I never saw them. Right, exactly. I didn't know that because my cousins and I, we just enjoyed, our lives. We love being kids. We love, having fun. And like I said, my family, extended and right there in the house was a good part of it. Mom was the best. I mean, let me tell you how it translates from growing up from growing up to being grown. So, what got me, I went from Florida. I went from Baltimore down to Florida because I went to college there. And I just happened to be living there working when I did this career change and got into show business. That's how I was in Florida. Right there at Universal Studios, it was literally, they built a studio in my back door when I decided to do TV stuff. Just, the universe coming together, But I remember the day that I told my mom, having gone through school, having amassed all of the student loans, I had just gotten married. And I was going to get in the showbiz doing stand-up comedy. A guy decided a manager said he would manage me. He would give me some gigs, but it would start out small and I'd have to work my way up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. And I remember it was the hardest phone call to call your parents and go, okay, look, I know we've been doing it. It took me 11 years to get a 4-year degree, and I partied and I this that. Now I got a job. I got benefits. I got dental and I got medical and I got vision. But I'm gonna throw it away to go do stand-up comedy for maybe $50 a night in some bent toenail Florida outside of Orlando. And my mom's reaction without hesitation was, well, it's about time.
She knew. She saw it.
She knew. So it was always like that, It was always like that. Yeah.
Moms be knowing.
Yeah.
They know.
I know what you was doing. I know. I ain't done.
Yeah. So love her. Love the family. So growing up was fun. I wasn't really into sports. I'd always been sort of just kind of a nerd. I like space. Like I thought at one point, all my friends, there's 3 guys that I'm still friends with. We've been friends. I think the longest one, we were friends when we were 8 years old. And the other ones I met, somewhere else along the way. And we're still friends to this day. Every time I go back, I got to get together with these guys, either together or individually. But all of them said collectively, we all thought you were going to be a scientist. You were always talking about space stuff. You had telescopes in your room. You were always talking about the stars. When the men were landing on the moon and they put up the first space station, Skylab. You knew all the stats on it. Everybody thought that's what I was going to do. So it's kind of interesting, like this weird paradigm shift. But like I said, it was a supportive group of people. And everything was, I just enjoyed it, man. I got no problems. All of the things that Baltimore has evolved into because of social economical things and political things, it's unfortunate. And if it was there when I was a kid, again, my family shielded me from it.
Okay, so you had a good dynamic where you didn't get lost in the streets of Baltimore. They kind of kept you like close knit. They kind of blinded you from like the BS that's going on outside the gangs, drugs and, anything else that you can get into. Look,
I knew people were in the gangs. I knew people did drugs,
Yeah.
I knew it existed, but I never felt like one of the things that I've heard, I'm no psychologist, but one of the things you hear about a lot of times when people join up with certain things is because for them, they fulfill something in, these outside things fulfill something in them.
Yeah, whatever like a sense of family or something like that, or belonging.
I didn't have that emptiness.
Exactly.
So, what you want to do? Well, we're going to go over here. We're going to smoke reefer. All right. What time are you going to be done? 7? All right. I'll see you then. And by the way, look, I was no super Johnny nice kid. Look, I was no Theo Huxtable. But here's the thing. my disposition, my personality, my energy has always been that. And I remember at a couple parties discovering that certain things like slowed me down, and I didn't like that. Like I remember like everybody's like, dude, how you feel? I'm like, I feel all right, but I really feel like going faster and I can't. You know what I mean? And I may have been talking fast and I may have been doing stuff, but in my brain, I felt like I was
Slow Poke Rodriguez. You want to be Speedy Gonzalez.
Right. And so it's really weird. There is no, I would love to come up with some great metaphysical thing about life, give you some great scripture. It was like, no, the stuff jacked me up and it made me feel like I was wearing like lead in my drawers. And I'm like, I want to get up and party. Oh, the honeys are coming in. I feel like I don't feel like getting up.
Yeah.
Getting over there, pulling my Lando Calrissian. Hello, what have we here? I just want to sit back, man. So I was like, okay, I don't think maybe I'll have a little drinky drink, but yeah, it was a lot of things that I just kind of shied away from just because of my disposition and my personality. And it's truth. I mean, it's facts, man. There were things happening and I was like, it just felt like it was like slowing me down so much. So that was just me.
Got you. Now, why did you feel the need to play it so safe? So you went to school for, a certain thing. You got a job, I guess, as a computer tech or something like that. But then you wound up quitting and just being, I guess, who you naturally are in something that you really want to do. Did you feel like that was like unobtainable, being like a stand-up comic or a host or whatever? Or you just wanted to be like, hey, this is something like I got benefits. I just got married, yada, yada.
It goes back to something that you actually said. But I personalized it. I wasn't that I didn't see anybody who looked like me doing what I wanted to do, because there were plenty of people.
You could see it, but to know someone is different, though.
But still, like, look, we played. Look, in my house, Richard Pryor records played. Cosby records played. The comedians. Della Reese records played,
Eddie, Red Fox, stuff
exactly.
like that.
Red Fox records played, that good old Fred G. Sanford was like cussing up in our living room, So I had people who looked like me, but it wasn't about that. The reason why I played it safe was, and this is, oh man, dude, you're on point with your questions. Nobody's ever asked me this. I've had these conversations with like friends, but like no one has ever really, like in any podcast, any interview, or any appearances ever asked me. But I didn't see anybody who acted like me. Okay, so this guy right here, this is that guy you saw on TV. I wasn't on TV. Look, I don't act like this because I was on TV. I was on TV because I act like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't see anybody who acted like me. They looked like me, but the idea of like, can you imagine? Like, I have not moving since we talked, but can you imagine me microphone? So listen up, y'all. My wife came home the other day. I was like, "Girl, what are you doing?" I could not. There's nothing. So what ended up happening is, so I went, and of course I was the product of my environment. Look, I'm a only child. For a while, I was a latchkey kid. But not because like parents were neglectful. At one point, my mother decided to go back to school to get her master's degree. So when I got of a certain age, dad was working late, coming home normal like 6:37. But then mom would get off of work and then she would take her evening classes. Yeah. So I grew up in an environment where, like, I remember tripping when the Cosby Show first came on, and a lot of people were saying like, that's not real black. And I stopped and I went, well, I grew up living on Garrison Boulevard in Baltimore City, and we talked just like them. And people went to school and they were focused on education just like them. We weren't like doctors and lawyers and stuff, but like it was what I saw around me. So the idea of, I didn't call it playing it safe. I just tried to do stuff so I could move out of the house and not be dependent on my family of supporting me. And so, but the reason why I didn't break into the business is because I didn't see anybody who acted like me until, and it's so weird because I would love to sit up there and throw a whole bunch of brothers up, but the people that made me go, well, maybe I should try this, were the early career of Steve Martin, the early career of Howie Mandel, and George Carlin. Those guys brought energy to the stage. If anybody listening just goes on like YouTube and Google any of them, George Carlin can't talk without doing this the entire time he's talking. Like, what do you think? Howie Mandel, we all know him as just this judge on The Voice, but the reason why he's famous is because he had big curly hair. He did this cartoon called Bobby's World. Remember Bobby's World?
I remember Bobby's World on Fox,
but Howie Mandel was this hyperactive stand-up comic who used to end his act by blowing a rubber glove up on his head and it would pop off. Steve Martin, from back in his days on SNL, would do like the Wild and Crazy Guys and the Happy Feet. It was like, I saw the energy and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. So they may not look like me, but the look was never an issue for me. I resisted doing it because this is who I am, and no comic has this sort of disposition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the idea of being able to just stand up in front of a microphone and just talk. Dude, I can't talk on a phone without walking and pacing the house, you know?
Right.
So when I saw those guys, I think that was the seed that was planted in my head. So when I eventually did give it a try, a seed had already been planted. I had like memories of something that I said, oh, well, these guys made it work because, you know, they weren't rejected by the business because they weren't just standing there in front of a microphone. So I tried to adapt what I was, you know, writing to fit my energy and my disposition.
What about Robert Williams?
Oh, and Robert Williams. Thank you. I forgot about him. Yes. But yeah, he's on there too.
Yeah, he was out there.
He was out there. Robert Williams was all over the place. So when you got like those four guys, again, it wasn't about skin tone. It was about energy and disposition. And if I was going to do this, you know, I needed to feel confident that it had been done, you know, so then I would give it a chance, but adapt things and make it, you know, to reflect me.
Got you. Now, you know that this disposition is you. People that know you know that this is you. But when the cameras go off, did you face any, like, I guess, backlash from other black people, like, oh, he code switching, or
no? This is always,
you didn't fit the prototypical black person, I guess.
Well, look. There's always the things where, you know, look. I just mentioned the flack that the Cosby Show got. It was groundbreaking, and yet they got flack. Different world. It was groundbreaking, but living single. You have Queen Latifah, the queen of hip hop, and yet they're still getting called like, oh wow, you guys are switching up. Like, she's an intelligent, literate human being.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. So the thing is, fortunately, I didn't grow up in the era of social media, so there was nobody dropping comments and stuff. I just decided to be me. I looked at my family; they were all nice and doing okay. I saw these cats that were like my sort of influence with respect to the physicality of the business, and I said, okay, they put themselves out there, showing like who they are. So I'm just going to try to put myself out there. I never stopped and said, hey guys, you got to like me. Somebody hired me. So they said, we like you.
Right.
Like this.
So that matters. I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I didn't stop.
And they sign my check and you don't.
Right. Look, when I auditioned, I'd never done anything on TV before. When I auditioned for Nick Arcade, I went in and I took a look at, you know, you take a look at the sides, which is, you know, just 2 or 3 pages of the script, you know, learn what the show is about. And I went out there and, you know, it's, you know, I just kind of went with how it felt. The biggest thing, and I'm going to give credit to every kid that was on the show right now, because the biggest thing that inspired me was them, because it's kind of scary being on TV. You know what I mean? And I would watch these kids come in and, you know, my scenario of being a contestant as a kid on a game show is this. So these adults who you don't know take you away from your parents. They take you into a room and go, "Hey, I like that outfit you're wearing. Put this on." Then they take you into a room where people who you don't know start putting makeup on you. If you're a girl, you may have been used to like doing stuff. For a lot of people, they've never had makeup put on them before, so it's a little bit unnerving, to have somebody like, "We're just going to put some powder on you." Why?
Where's my dad?
Right, exactly. Then where's my daddy? Then they send you to another person who looks like, big old beard, and he's got ice baby cold hands, and he's running a cord to your microphone up your shirt, and you're like, "Oh, stranger danger," and putting on a microphone. Then they bring in 400 total strangers called the audience, and then they put you on a podium and go, "Act natural." Ain't nothing natural about none of that.
None of it.
None of it. So I would look at them and I would see them sort of begin to, clam up a little bit because they were nervous about the situation. So it's almost like, you ever notice, like, if you ever been in a situation where you're starting to doze off and somebody goes, "Hey, wake up." That was me.
Gotcha.
It was like, let's keep it going. I know you're nervous. I know you're like, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but hey, let's perk up, y'all, because we're having fun here. And if you didn't think so, I'm gonna sing a song. I'm gonna make you run over here. You're gonna get a little aerobic workout by the time I get done with you. And if your heart ain't pumping from the adrenaline instead of the nerves, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You don't have a pulse.
I got so much energy. I'm about to give you some of this. This is about to.
That's it exactly. And then the other thing too about me on the show, I got no shame. The thing about being an only child sometimes is you don't have brothers and you don't have siblings telling you you're stupid. Stop it. That's dumb. You do stuff. And my mom was the Hercules. That was my mom. So. It was not my baby. Oh, my baby, you dropped it and it broke, but baby, that's my baby.
That's my baby.
Look at nobody can shatter it in as many pieces as my baby.
You're right.
And so when you go out and you do stuff and then you present that and somebody goes, "Okay." So now with the contestants, I stopped and I said, "Look, I know you feel dumb." You know what I mean? Like you don't feel comfortable in your own skin because ain't nothing about this is normal. Even though the wonderful production assistants are saying, "Just act natural, be yourself, have fun." I've never gone through the scenario of being taken away from my family, put strange clothes on me, put makeup on me, have a cord shoved up my butt, and then said, "Hey, this is fun." Nothing about that is normal. And so I wanted to assure them that, like, you will never be the strangest one in the room. You will never be the most nervous person in the room. At least my energy will equal what nervous energy is, except mine wasn't nerves, Right. So there is nothing you could do to feel embarrassed. I will out embarrass you every single day. So you are free to get comfortable. Right. So come on, be comfortable. If you think that you're going to look silly standing up here answering these questions, wait till you hear this dumbass song I'm about to sing.
Now, what do you remember about your first day on the Nick Arcade set?
I was nervous, extremely nervous. I went from doing stand-up. I went from a regular job working at a data center to doing stand-up, which I'd done for like a year and a half. That segued into doing audience warm-ups, which is basically, stand-up comedy, but for people in to see a show.
Yeah, you was doing that for like the Mickey Mouse Club or something like that?
Mickey Mouse Club. I did my first warm-up gig was a game show that used to air on MTV called Remote Control. With the late great Ken Ober, Colin Quinn, Adam Sandler. It was on the show as a character. I did Let's Make a Deal, Team Win, Lose or Draw, just a whole bunch of shows that came in the shoot. And I was, one of the go-to guys they brought in to do the audience warm-up at the brand new Universal Studios and the brand new, at the time, Disney MGM Studios. I was nervous, man. I was nervous because, and I was so nervous. Let me tell you a conversation I actually had. In this business, a lot of times, to their credit, executives and network people like to appease the talent, as they call us, to keep us happy, to keep us from being nervous, to keep us calm. But I actually called over the executive producer, a gentleman named Scott Fishman, and I reached back and I turned off my microphone pack so that nobody can hear me. I said, Scott, listen, if I'm doing something that is totally screwing up, I want you to tell me. And he goes, okay. I'm like, no. You're doing the showbiz executive. You're not going to hear from my agent. You're not going to hear from an attorney because I already know. This is like my foresight of what I was getting into. I said, I already know that when the show is over, if I look like a total and complete wide open ass on the show, no kid is going to wait and read the credits and go, who directed that thing?
Right. They're going to be...
who's the executive producer that let that go by? All they're going to stop and go, Phil Suggs! Phil! Right. So I said, I am the face of this show. You guys are the brains and you're the muscle, but I'm the face of the show. So I want you to tell me, call me out. If I do something if I'm going a little over the top, if maybe I should pull back, if maybe I shouldn't say or do that thing again, I want you to tell me. This is my first show. No one's ever going to blame you. At the end of the day, America, if I screw this up, will blame me. And that's the relationship we had right from the start. I was so nervous. I'm like, keep it real with me. I'm so nervous. Keep it real with me. I'm feeling this out. I'm working this out. You know what I mean? I'm hosting this show by Braille. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I need you to keep the lumps in order. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was nervous, man. Super nervous.
Now, is there anything on the show that they made you do that you didn't want to do?
With them ugly like damn sweaters,
like a song or a dance or like something like.
You were talking. You missed what they made me wear. Them ugly damn sweaters and shirts.
I was gonna ask you too, whose idea was them sweaters, them button ups, but now that I know,
ain't mine.
All right.
Wasn't my idea. Not at all. Not at all. I auditioned for Nick Arcade wearing a Martin Luther King shirt.
Yeah, that was around them days where everybody was like wearing the wood necklaces and the.
Dude, I will find you a picture that we took, and it's the stuff. Because I have a picture at the office wearing the shirt. But is there anything that they made me do? No, look, everything I did. Some of the things that are iconic that people remember about the show, with respect to my hosting, came from me. Like the songs. The songs, if you watch the beginning, there are no songs. Songs don't exist. The songs became a thing where we had a situation where we had a technical hole. So they stopped shooting the show. The audience warm-up goes out and try to keep the audience entertained so they don't get antsy. I decided to join them because, like I said, I used to do that. So, and of course, the kids get a big kick. Not only are they being entertained by an audience warm-up guy, but the host is coming over and he's talking with us. And I remember not knowing how long this technical hole was going to take. So the story is someone up in the control room said, hey, why don't we play some music down there? But did they play like Nickelodeon theme songs? No. Did they play music from some of the rides out at Universal Studios? The Back to the Future theme, the E.T. theme? No. What did they play? They played the Nick Arcade theme song on what seemed like an eternity freaking loop. It was dun 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 dun. Bum, 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 dun, 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 I was
like, hey, nah. After the third one, nah.
So this went on, honestly, for about 5 minutes. Then the technical hole was done. I went back behind the podium. We started to do the show again. So when that song came up, it's the song that they played for Video Challenge. It was the same song. Right. And so when the song played, I was like, I can't even remember the song I made, but I totally ad-libbed something that was like, there it is, it's such a sin, they're playing that crazy song again. You know, it's like I just made up something, and that was my way of saying, why you to the control room? It was an inside joke from me to the control room. Then when we came back, I made up I ad-libbed something as we ran back. And then I was done. The next time we did Video Challenge, I didn't sing a song. Then all of a sudden we hear, from the speakers. And then the stage manager's listening on his walkie-talkie, his earpiece. He's like, okay, I'll tell him. Okay, sure, copy that. Hey, Phil, the song that you did earlier, yeah? He goes, how come you didn't sing it this time? I said, that was just me saying, like, screw you to them upstairs. He goes, yeah, but they liked it. Could you do it again?
Go ahead, Phil. Do that little thing you do.
Do that thing you did. Do the thing you did. And that's how the songs became a thing. It literally, I was Who Line Is It Anyway before Whose Line Is It Anyway was doing the improv of making up the song. And that's literally, and every single song was made up on the spot. And I started doing it for like, different things. Sometimes it would be the video challenge. Sometimes it would be if it were a different puzzle, one of the other points puzzles, pop splits. I would just make them up, and I would just, in the moment, in the spot, seeing whatever it was, I would just make up something just right. Even when something happened, my favorite one, and the only reason I remember this is because for a rap party, they put together a collection of Phil's greatest hits like it was a record. And there was one which I had, it was that little like writing thing that you had to do. It was like a magnadoodle. And there was a magnet that you had to write with. And I dropped it. And I remember the song was like, red team's coming to visit me. And I dropped it. I'm like, I dropped a little writing thingy. I was singing about what I was doing. Yeah. But that's where it came. Once they gave me the green light to do it, I went buck wild. It was like, all right, here we go. You said you wanted more. You wanted Phil more. Yeah. You're going to get more.
Yeah, I definitely got it. That's dope, man.
That's how that happened, man. That's how
making up stuff on the spot freestyle. That's dope.
Yep.
Now, Nick Arcade ran from 92 till when?
It actually ran from 91 to 92.
91 to 90. It was that short?
Yeah, that was it.
Were there that many?
Isn't that amazing? Dude, look, we shot the shows.
Because I remember that show for at least like 3 years.
We shot the show in 1990. It premiered as a brand new show at the top of 1991. We did one season in 1991. We got picked up again. We did another season in 1992. Then while we were waiting to hear if we were going to come back, we got nominated for the cable version of Emmy Award called an ACE Award. And we were waiting just to, get the good news that we were coming back. In the meantime, they decided to make a tour. Double Dare Live had been touring the country playing arenas. So they decided, let's see if we can, not they meaning the powers that be at Viacom, said, let's see if we can come up with another show. Wild and Crazy Kids do that. And Nick Takes Over Your School. Let's see if we can get an arena-sized level tour that could go out sometimes instead of Double Dare. And so they took Mike O'Malley and myself, put us together and created the Nick Live Tour, where we did games from both of our shows, plus some other things that you've seen on TV, mostly Wild and Crazy Kids stuff. Because Wild and Crazy Kids never did like tour or do anything outside of just their episodes. So we thought it'd be fun to recreate some of those games because kids love that show too, that they never would get a chance to do. And so it was incorporated into the Nick Live Tour. And then we got the word that we weren't coming back. But again, this is another reason, and I mean this, man, I've said it a million times, I'm gonna say it again with y'all. 90s Knicks fans are the best anywhere because Nick Arcade did not get the backing and the promotion and the marketing that all of these other shows did. Do you know that you cannot, well, now you can. I used to be able to say you cannot, but up until recently, some other t-shirt company now has gotten the licensing to make these products. But until like 2020, you cannot buy any Nick Arcade merch. You can buy a Nick Arcade shirt. You can buy a Nick Arcade hat. You couldn't buy a Nick Arcade pin. You couldn't buy a Nick Arcade. I would go to gaming conventions and Mark Summers would be there and people would come over to him with the Double Dare video game for him to sign. People would come over to Mike O'Malley with the Guts video game to sign. But the show about video games.
Does it?
No video game.
Don't have a
when
game.
we were on tour, you know, you could go to the concession stand. People could go to the concession stand at the tour that I was co-hosting and buy themselves a purple parrot shirt, a green monkey shirt. They can buy themselves a Tommy and Pickle shirt. They can come back with Real Monsters. They can get a Clarissa Explains It All shirt. They can They can come back with a shirt that says, "Do you have it?" They can come up with Super Sloppy Double Dare. But I'm the black man up on stage. You can't buy jack about the thing that I'm pimping right now.
I don't know.
And then the other thing,
that's
like,
successful of a show. Like, do people not remember? Like, what's
even with respect to marketing, as I said, marketing, because now that I'm going around now, I do cons and I do gaming expos, making an appearance at the. It's hard for people to. There's a couple of pictures that I bring with me to autograph. People go, "How don't you bring any more?" I said, "Because they never did a photo press day with me."
Right.
Every picture you ever see of me, I am in motion because it was a screen grab. You had to find a moment where, you had to find a moment where I looked decent enough to say, here's a picture to use as promotion in which it isn't blurry because everything was a screen. You can find pictures of Kurt Fogg leaning up against Omac. You can find pictures of Mark and Robin, So you can find pictures of Mike and Mo. There's Summer Sanders with Bill and the Answerhead. No film. Which is where I'm coming to with the fans, because a show without merchandising, marketing, and a lot of press, people remember right on par with Double Dare, Guts, Figure It Out, and what's the other one? And Legends of the Temple. And I owe that to the fans, because it wasn't like it was thrown in your face through these other ancillary methods. It was just the fandom and the audience, the Nickelodeon 90s kids, just liking what they see and go, all right, they put the show in their face if the network didn't and marketing didn't put it in their face. They put it in their face. And so the fact that I can still go out now and be in a booth right beside Mark Summers because the fans said, no, we remember you, man. We remember you. We remember the show. So I give major thanks and just, credit to them, man. They are like the backbone of this legacy.
Man, you really made an impact. So I don't know why, you wouldn't be in that upper echelon of like, even just merch or just, having your name or face out there more. I feel like you should be one of them ones that should be heralded as the person that helped build Nickelodeon.
Well, look, I appreciate that. Like I said, I came in toward the end of my run there. I did a decade there. Like I said, we started shooting Nick Arcade in 1990. And the last show that I hosted was a show called You're On Nickelodeon in 1999. And by the time I got to the end, I did feel like I'd grown in the business. I was no longer nervous. You could put me in front of 27,000 people. We played on tour, Nick Live Tour. We played Madison Square Garden to a sold out house of 27,000 people. And yet I walked out on that stage and without dropping a sweat, because now it became second nature. I grew as a professional business person, knowing, refining my craft of what it is that I did. So by the time I got to the end, I felt like I, had a voice in the company that was competent. I knew a little bit more about how the business was run. So I was able to work and even help with the, the development behind the scenes of some shows. Things that people wouldn't know. I worked with Klosky Chupo, the people that did Rugrats, Real Monsters, those shows, in developing a Susie Carmichael spinoff show. I was part of that team that put together a pilot, and I still have the DVD of the Susie Carmichael pilot that I worked on. I worked with the team that was, working behind the scenes to do the Double Dare 2000. Everybody remembers, Dave and Vivian and these other folks that did Slime Time, but we, meaning Mike, Mark, and I, actually started Slime Time. It was like an interstitial they did during the summer. So when they decided they wanted to make Slime Time its own show, again, I was a part of the team. We had done it, for a while. So there was a lot of stuff like toward the end there that I was able to have a voice in to kind of help with, keeping good content out there. But anyway, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm just thankful that it was a great run. I was thankful to be there, and I'm happy that I learned. Like, I didn't go up there just trying to flex. If I tried to make a point about something, it was because it came from a place of knowledge, having now learned something. Wasn't just talking out of my butt because I'm Phil Moore. Right. I was bringing an idea to the table because I really felt it would be beneficial to the network and to the audience.
Yeah, so you answered a question that I had, because once they started moving away from more like game show content and them the actual hosts, I wanted to know, like, how was it for you to pivot into something else? Or did you feel like you would like lose your identity, or you wouldn't be able to create or make money, or something like that? But you answered my question, so.
Well, what I do now, what I ended up doing immediately following the closing of Nickelodeon Studios. First of all, it wasn't. The thing that was interesting was the studio shut down. So Nickelodeon always took great care of me, and I'm forever grateful for them. The 90s decade, the people that ran the place, it was, like I said, a phenomenal team of just men and women that, oh my God, I can't even, just Jerry Lebrun up and down. It was just great folks. And even people that did things that I wasn't really attached to. You get to know the people working on Nick Jr. You get to know the people that create the music for the show. Like I said, I work with Klosky Chupo. They were in animation. I don't draw. But you get to know the folks. It was family. When the show network was closing down, there was that thing, okay, what do I do now? Because it's not a thing of like going to anybody complaining, hey, give me another show or do another thing with me. Like, the place is closing down. So it was like, what do I do? Do I go back to doing stand-up? The landscape of stand-up had changed. Right. A lot of the shows, Orlando was now sort of, they had made themselves into Hollywood East, but then they were slowly losing that to Atlanta. So so a lot of the other shows that were coming there that I did warm-up for weren't coming there anymore. Right. So it was sort of an interesting time to like, okay, what do I do now? I tried my hand at acting. There's a movie called Rosewood. It was a Warner Brothers movie directed by the late great John Singleton. It stars, Ving Rhames, Don Cheadle, John Voight, Esther Roll. I mean, and I'm in the thing. And so I tried my hand at that because, I never, took any acting thing, but I said, let me give it a try. And again, figuring out, like you said, what am I going to do next? How am I going to, I no longer have a toddler. I have a 10-year-old running around now. Right. I have responsibilities. What am I going to do? Ultimately ended up, jumping right into working behind the cameras because this was after 9/11. And, right now in Los Angeles, we're going through a writer's strike. So I am not doing anything, other than development. When I say development, I have a team of people in my production company and we're out pitching shows, but I'm not actively working on any show right now. That's what happened also when 9/11 happened. Just the world came to a halt. And so there weren't a lot of places to go and get a job acting, hosting, or whatever. But when things started to gear up, I found that I had a niche for writing, and that segued into production for host-driven shows and game shows because that's what I had done. Again, I didn't just go up there and just say, hey, I'm just the guy, I'm talent. I was learning through these experiences, learning from everybody I met, learning from, other hosts that came there before me. Mike and Mark were there before I got there.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I met a new executive producer, by now we had Brian Tomlinson, who's now the president of Nickelodeon. I'm Brian Robbins. I'm sorry, who is now the president of Nickelodeon. But he's the guy that co-created all that, and Keenan and Kel. So I'm watching these people. We had people like Kim Fields from different world coming in to direct episodes. So now I'm absorbing, man.
Yeah,
I'm absorbing all of this, and so when the segue that I made was into writing and then ultimately producing, I was a producer for the original G4. I was a producer for the show X-Play.
You know what I
mean? Yeah. So I was learning. And so when the world opened back up after the tragedy of 9/11, I jumped in and, exercised another muscle that I had. You know what I mean? I didn't have to be, because another thing, again, is that the whole thing is, there's this thing of satisfaction. Like, there was nothing to me like trying to recapture the glory days. It's like, it was something that I wanted to do, and I got a chance to do it. It got checked off the bucket list. What next? Now, the closing down of the studio may have actively caused me to pursue the what next sooner than I had anticipated. But there was still always the idea of what next? Ultimately, eventually, I'm going to have to figure out the what next. And the mandate of the studio shutting down just dictated when I would start that journey. And I just fell back on other things that I had been learning through my career as on-camera host. All you saw was on-camera host, but I was absorbing, learning so many other things about the business, so that when it was, when it was time to make that what next, I could segue into writing, I could segue into producing, and now I'm back at doing game shows. The last show that I produced right now, season 4 of Kevin Hart's Celebrity Game Face, all the crazy nutsy things that you see the people do. I'm part of the team that creates the games. So, it's still in my DNA, man. Still doing it.
Right. Now, how did that what next attitude affect you during COVID?
Dude, I was blessed like crazy, man. I'm going through COVID now, not experiencing COVID. I worked straight through COVID. I was really blessed, dude. Really blessed. There was a show that I was going to be. I was working on a show for Nickelodeon, starring that YouTube phenomenon kid named Ryan. He does Ryan's toy review. We did a show called Ryan's Mystery Playdate, and so I was working on that. That took us all the way up until March 2020, and I was going to be doing a show for Twitch. Twitch was going to do their first in-studio show featuring gamers on Twitch by having to compete in gaming competitions and also IRL challenges. Right. And we were going to do it in a studio so that we could build the IRL challenge. We were going to have them do in real life things that you would do or your character would do in a game.
Right.
Right. And so that was the original plan. COVID happened. So the powers that be, the production company, the executive producers, they all were like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And somebody realized who they are. They're like, we're about to make a TV show for Twitch. Twitch is used to streaming.
Right.
So what we did then was put our heads together and figure out a way to do the same show. It was going to be smaller now because everybody was going to be home, but it was the beginning of people doing not just content, but producing a edited television show type piece of entertainment, but from everybody's home. We ended up sending everybody already had a green screen, but we sent everybody a green screen. Everybody was going to be the contestants so that everybody's background looked the same. We figured out the video games, and it was up to some other tech people to hook everything up so that everybody could do whatever and we could monitor it from the, our computers and stuff. My job was still the IRL challenges. My job was to come up with the games, but now they had to fit on a 4x6 table because we were going to build these props, send them to them in pieces, send a big table that they would set And for like right now, I got a table right here. So we would send them a table that would sit in front of their computer screen or their computer camera. And then I would show them how to set it up and, how the pieces all came together. So when it came time to do the IRL challenges, we could do it right there, on the spot with everybody in their homes all across America. So I did that. We did it for the first season. We got picked up right away. We did another season. That was 2020. So I worked through COVID. Then when 2021 came around, Nickelodeon was doing a new game show. They were going to go back into the studio. By this time, we'd had established COVID protocols. We were, when you went into a place, mass testing, the whole 9 yards. So there was a show called Tuned In. It was a game show in which kids would answer questions based on trivia from Nicktoons. And if you got it wrong, you got slime. That's basically it. A right answer gets you points. Wrong answer gets you a dose of slime on you. And so I was a producer on that show. And we would go in, we'd wear the mask, we'd have the face things on because the kids, of course, they didn't want the kids wearing anything. They wanted to see their beautiful faces on camera. So that was 2021. So the bulk of the shutdown for COVID, man, I was really blessed. I worked right through it. Right now, I'm going through, when I say I'm going through COVID, is the idea of like, with the writer's strike, businesses come to a screeching halt. That's why you get to talk to me today.
Because otherwise you're not reachable.
You guys are like, hey Phil, listen, we just wondering, can we fit it into your busy schedule? My busy schedule.
Oh yeah, let me check.
When I get off of here, it's like, well, let's see, what can I watch on Netflix now? It's like I'm waiting for tomorrow so I can watch the new episode of Citadel. All right, what's coming on next?
Another good time.
At least I'm not trapped in my house. I guess I say it's a positive.
That's
thing.
the one.
With COVID. I mean, last night, I keep making all of these Fast X references because last night I went with my son to see Fast X. I can get out of the house. I'm bugging him. He's a working man. Hey, you want to go to the movie? Dad, it's 10 a.m. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Come on, I ain't doing nothing.
Like, I ain't doing nothing? Yeah. Well, then, Dad, I am. All right, what time you get off of work?
Now, I'm not going to keep you much longer because, you're hungry and, it's late for us. I know you say you ain't got nothing to do.
I'm smelling the food over there. I'm smelling it.
Yeah. Now, I guess my last question is, second to last question. What show would you have liked to host that you didn't host?
Easy.
Whether it be on Nickelodeon or...
No, love Guts. Love Guts. Guts. And even with respect to game shows, because, and again, Mike had his take on how to host it. He did it like a sports analyst, which was great. But I would have been running around the track with the kids. I would have said, strap me up with them bungee cords. I'm not doing the show unless I can bungee with the kids. You know what I'm saying? So I would have translated that into, Guts, really, out of all the Nickelodeon shows, Guts was my personal favorite show. Any chance I had to go over to watch a taping, I would. All of the tech people allowed my son and I to harness up and climb the Agri-Prag just one day when nobody was in there. They were getting ready to do it. Matter of fact, there was a dark day. They weren't getting ready to tape, but they were just doing maintenance checks because they were going to be shooting the next day. And I'm like, hey, my son was in, out of the studio visiting. We would go out sometimes just to. Working at Universal Studios allowed you to just go ride the rides whenever you wanted. So, that was kind of an extra, another little bonus, Right. So there were plenty of days when we were down where we would just go out and play in the park and to get the parking area that we use was connected to the studios, not like where customers come in and stuff, visitors. So I had to walk through the sound stages to get to my car. And so, we stopped by the Guts ones and they were, lights were on and everything was rigged up. And we just kind of said, can we climb the crag? And I let my son do the bungee thing. By the way, I mentioned my son a couple of times. He's also is a Nick on camera person. You watch the show Figure It Out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had the Charade Brigade, right?
Mm.
The little chocolate dark haired dude with the cute little face. That's my son.
That's David, yeah.
That's David, yeah. And he was on the episode of All That. There's an episode where Keenan would play Super Dude, and Josh would play Milkman, his arch nemesis. Mm-hmm. And there was an episode where Milkman had a shrinking ray, would shrink Super Dude down to make him look like a little kid. Little kid was my kid. So
the perks.
He was a pro at it. No, but here's the thing: I never used nepotism. It was like they would ask, like again, walking around a lot, people would see him with me and go, "He's a cute kid. Does he do anything?" I'm like, "Well, you won't shut up about video games. What do you mean?" But
hey, you expensive. Go earn some money.
But I told him, like, look, you've got to go to get. Look, I'll get you to the table. This is where I think nepotism. I don't call it nepotism because, like everybody else, if you got a family, if you got family, you get hired at Starbucks, you're gonna try to get some of your friends in there. That's just what how you should be. But I told him, I said, I'll get you a seat at the table, but you got to eat on your own.
Bar. So that's a bar. Yeah, so I can bring you to the table, but you got to be good. Actually, you ain't gonna get in just because of me.
No. Now, listen. We all know that the hardest part is getting the audition.
Right.
So that's when I used what position I had to get him at the table. But when you walked in, like I would actually not go with him to audition. I would let my ex-wife, his mother, go with him. So when he walked in and he's looking at these new producers, I'm not attached with him.
Right. Yeah. So they see him, not you and him.
Exactly. I want him to do stuff and get things on his own merit.
Right.
But whatever I can to help get him at the table, I'm going to do. That's, I'm a parent. That's what you want. Right. But I'm not going to falsify his record. You know what I'm saying? If he gets it, that's because he went up there. He crushed it on his own.
Got it on your own merit. You ain't get it because you're my kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'll just see at the table. You got to eat on your own, though.
Right. Oh, really dope. Now, my last question for tonight is, I know you said you got nothing going on right now. Everything's come to a screeching halt, but because you don't stop moving, I know your mind don't stop moving. Like, what's next? Like, do you have anything coming down the pipeline? Are you writing? Or you just putting ideas out there?
Yes. Well, right now I'm in what we call pitch mode. I have a team of 3 amazing people. 4 amazing people. 3. No, wait, that sounds wrong. I have 3 people on my team. That makes 4.
Oh yeah, and, I'm 4.
And what we've been doing is having been in this business, having had the fortunate situation of getting to know networks and getting to know people, we've been creating content, show ideas, and we've been pitching. So this has afforded us the ability to do some things that, according to them, we should be doing this all the time, Phil. But normally I'm busy. I don't have time to necessarily write stuff up, put stuff together, do a pitch meeting if I'm, in, Hawaii doing Love Island like I did one year. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. They're all looking at, we're over here eating top ramen, Phil. What that? So this time we've been pounding, man. I can't turn my brain off. We've already done, we pitched to 4 different places. We pitched to a series of like 5 or 6 different shows. And I'm actually in the midst of writing up a new one, which potentially we want to, well, not potentially, I'm writing it up because we're going to take it to Fox. The other thing I've been doing also is some of my colleagues who have gotten their pitches picked up. They're doing presentations and pilots. So they've been, bringing me in to work a couple of weeks with them and, help put everything together for the presentation. Shooting pilots is it takes the same amount of work, but you're only just doing 1 episode, but it still requires the same amount of work. Once you're done, you're not coming back the next day. And then you're waiting to hear if the network if they decide to go to series. So I've been doing a lot of that. So I've been helping out some of my colleagues who've been fortunate enough to get their stuff pitched and picked up. And my team and I are pitching our own original stuff. And, we are, just like, trying to keep moving, trying to keep active, keep the gray matter going right there, and you'll see what happens. I'm waiting for that phone call to say, "Hey, Phil, all right, as soon as the strike is over, we're going to be doing this show that you pitched to us." So that's that. I think if I had to say there's something new on the bucket list, that would be that. I never thought about being a showrunner or a show creator before. But now again, just like with the Nickelodeon times, now that I've created content and shows for so many other people, that I've learned a lot. So now I know the business a little bit more. I have ideas based on things that I've seen. I've worked on shows that I didn't really particularly think were that great. And with my brain, I fixed them. We didn't do it, but you know what I mean? You're like,
yeah. You kind of improved on the idea.
Show. Here's what I would do. And then you take that nugget of thing and you go on another show and go, ooh, this show is great except for this element. Oh, I would do this. And all of a sudden, now sitting in my living room, you go,
add more.
Oh, you take these two things and put it together and no one will know because they didn't do it here and they didn't do it there, but they fit together and I'm calling it a new thing, Right. By the way, I don't know why I did the Power Rangers thing just then. That's the first thing I thought when I did that.
Hell, man, you've been a joy, man. I tell you, I'm glad. I'm glad when I get to talk to people that I really look up to, that they live up to it. So you've been nothing short of amazing, man. I just want to tell you personally, like I said, since a little kid, you've inspired me just seeing somebody that looked like me on my TV screen on one of my favorite shows on one of my favorite networks. I wish the best for you, man. Good luck on all the shows that you're pitching, man. And
thank you, bro.
I love you, man.
I love you. Man, look, I really appreciate it, man. It's good talking with y'all. It was a lot of fun. Again, sorry I was late to the party, but once we got going, man, we cranked it up. It was a lot of fun.
All good, man. All love, man.
And again, I'm dead serious, man. Your intuitiveness as a podcast, look, when you're looking at major stars like Ben Affleck and them, when they do interviews and junkets and podcasts, we get asked the same questions over and over again. And even though it's repeated for us, it's the first time for you and the audience. So we try to be nice and be accommodating. But it is so refreshing when somebody has dug a little deeper and they come up with questions that I'm like, oh, wow. That's cool. I haven't heard that one before. I talked about it to my friends for a couple beers, but let me tell you about it. So, hey, that means that y'all got something going. Y'all thinking. Y'all some thinking brothers. Y'all some thinking ninjas. Right. Y'all ain't just fighting with your hands. You're fighting with your brains, man.
I mean, we got some ideas. So, wait a minute,
you need some writers right now.
Some ideas or something?
Think of something right now. Right now. Think of something. Right now. Ready? Ow! See? That was that ninja brain power, man.
It's my third eye, brother.
Dang!
You didn't even see the punch coming.
Oh, the force is strong with this one.
Phil, man, you've been awesome, man. I got more questions. Maybe we'll talk sometime down the line. But as for right now, we appreciate you for coming to the dojo, chopping it up with us, and like I said, good luck, much success. And hopefully, we'll talk to you soon about something else. Hopefully, when if you got a new project and you want to announce it, you can come here.
I'll hit you up. And if you want to chat about anything, look, now that we've been chatting and y'all know how to reach me, hit me up, man. Hit me up. Look, it's especially now, don't wait until strike's over. Then you're like, oh, that Phil, he never returns my call. But right now, you got me.
I know where you at.
Captive
He
audience,
home.
man.
I know he home. Nothing.
If I'm not at home, I'm at the movies or I'm at the beach.
Right.
Or I'm out in my yard flying my drone. That's it.
Something.
That's it.
Again, Phil, man,
my drone
thank
from
you.
my living room now. But anyway, yeah.
We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
No problem. But listen, when we get off here, I'm going to send you this picture that I was talking about.
Yes.
Bobby, you're going to appreciate this picture. You're going to appreciate the picture. All right.
Definitely, man.
All right, fellas. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
Take care now. Bye.
Thank you. And that was our interview with Phil Moore. Shout out to Phil Moore, one of my favorite people, favorite humans too. One of my favorite interviews, actually, because I ain't expect him to be so down to earth and like he really likes that in real life.
Yeah, he's a funny.
Funny dude.
Now I had to put my head down a couple of times. I was like, yo, this
motherfucker crazy.
I was like, yo, this is not how I thought this was gonna go.
I mean, hey, I enjoyed every bit of it because I know what it's like to have a guest on the show and have to pull teeth to get answers.
Yeah.
So when you get someone that can answer your question, expound on your question, and talk, and relate it to something else, and then bring it back, I love those type of interviews. So shout out to Phil Moore, and also shout out to Mark Cooper because he's the one that brought him to my attention. So I want to shout him out. I think he saw him at a con or something like that. Oh, yo, is that the Nick Arcade dude?
Mm.
Shit. But yeah, I want to give Mark Cooper that alley-oop, so shout out to him. Oh yeah, also Mark Cooper got a song out too called Green Light.
Oh shit, give me the green light.
I think he's trying to get that a part of like 2K or something like that. So, stream that, push that. He didn't pay me to say that. I just, I fuck with Mark. So if y'all can go ahead and stream that. I don't know if it's on DSPs or not, but he posted something on his Instagram, so I assume it's out. So y'all can go ahead and just run that up. Other than that, man, picks. What we got for picks? That's Jones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So my pick's gonna be Sleep Token, band. It's a band. They dropped a new album the 19th called "Take Me Back to Eden." It's like rock. I don't know. Maybe like 5 months ago, they had like a clip of their music that was like kind of super popular on TikTok for a hot second. So you might have heard like that snippet of the song. The album's pretty good if you like that kind of stuff. It's rock, so you might not like it, but it's kind of only new.
I don't know what I like. Don't talk about me.
You're right. But you might like it. It's like yeah.
Okay.
They're like a band like Slipknot where they don't show their faces so no one knows who they are.
Oh, so it's a lot of
that's even that hard. Oh, like it's not even like some of it's like no, it's like some jazz influences or some of that stuff.
What? Dragon rock?
Some pop rock. It's like all over the place. Like you gotta listen to the song. It's like I think it's good. It's like a good vibe. It's like a chill shit. But
It's like Imagine Dragons and Slipknot made a baby.
Yeah. It's some
Imagine
good
Dragons
shit.
and Slipknot.
I fucks with it. Sleep Token.
Oh,
I ain't even heard of them, but I just put them two together and said that shit was kind of fire.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah. I mean, I think if you like rock music even slightly, you'll probably like this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Babala. What you got for picks, man?
Spiral.
You said what?
Spiral.
Oh, Spiral. Spiral.
Oh, go watch that. I mean, it was a good movie. It's just fucking Chris Rock, man. That's about it. It was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spiral. My pick. My pick is what's this dude's name? Jason Banks. He's a comedian. If you're on TikTok, I'm pretty sure you've seen him. He's the guy that does the shit where he's like the little kid and he makes the wild ass videos talking like I think he's like 11-year-old Jacob and he plays the dad, but he plays both characters and stuff like that.
He got like the blind kid and then
the blind yeah.
I know you're talking about
yeah. He got a special on Netflix called Light Skinned or Light Skinned. But I was watching it last night, but then my daughter wouldn't let me watch the rest of it. But it was pretty good from what I've seen. He addresses all like the TikTok fame and just a whole bunch of other stuff. But it was pretty funny. I fuck with it. I believe that's it, man. So, anything else?
Nope.
Nine.
All right. So Ninja Vanish. We out of here.